seems to free his mind at night. He's all alone through the day and night. The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night.
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance to go dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Are you in the game? Know the love game.
I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Don't think too much, just bust that kick. I wanna take a ride on your disco
I
stick.
get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
I wanna get numb and forget where I'm from. Just looking in your eyes, like looking at the sun. I feel like you're the moon, I feel like I'm the one. I wanna get numb, I wanna get numb.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Far away.
I don't wanna know if you're playing me, keep it on the low. 'Cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know.
You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Damn right, he been sober. I'm a smoker. I don't want drink, I take all of my water. Who gets the sober? All I want, what we roll. Just be honest. Damn right, he been sober.
I need something you prove, something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 hard and feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's the hard truth. When I told her, I said, yeah, shorty got nothing, said come and get me. I got so caught up, forgot she told me. Look at my girl, she the best of all. Next thing I knew, yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove. Next thing I knew, yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove.
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like worth living, should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor, need to work some black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a bird to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. Get it back to the kids, to the Hellcats. One less up your mouth from the welfare.
I'm damned if I do give a damn what people say. No deal, nothing I need to this shit they want from me. I just wanna say,
What you know about us? I got what you need. Welcome to the story, and what you want. You get what you please. We about to get it on. Take off the drugs. It's just you and me. You know what I be doing. I'm about to go wrong. Cause I like what I see.
California knows how to party. California knows how to party. In the city of LA. In the city of Blue In the city of Compton. We keep it rockin'. We keep it rockin'.
I feel bonita.
Push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
Push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
But baby, you hardly even know when I try to show you. Song is meant to keep you doing what you're supposed to. Waking up too early, maybe we could sleep. Make you banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now.
That girl is a real crowd, please. Small world, all her friends know of me. Young bull living like an old keys. Quick release the cash, watch it fall slowly.
Waking up too early, maybe we could sleep. Make you banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now.
Smoke in the air, binge drink.
Look. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. So what do you say to somebody you hate, or anyone trying to bring trouble your way? One of his all things gonna bloody your way. Just study your tape of NWA. One day I was walking by with a Walkman on when I caught a guy, give me an awkward eye. Strangled him off in the parking lot with his cock and eye.
Stay on my mind, think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. If you kiss, then I will tell you. Stay on my mind, think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. If you kiss, then I will tell.
I took the walk to Poland. I took the walk to Poland.
Baby, I will forever. You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The way you turn me on, I can't sleep. Let's run away and don't ever look back. Don't ever look back.
College educated, she graduated. Any bill she can't front, her parents paid it. The show was far, you the only one with a car, your girlfriends. But being that she's a big fan, of course she made it. Most girls wanna hide the fact of the thrill they chasing, but you just wanna get drunk tonight and fuck someone famous. So I just name a time and a place, and you're game for it. Value player, hotel room, meet you there.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. So darling, darling,
Baby girl, you know what I want. Let me do it to you, Let me do you like Baby girl, you know what I want. Let me do it to you, Let me do you like
so darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand
May God have mercy on your soul.
Do you still want me? Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast. Ferrari with me in the wave, but in the morning. Do you still want me? So baby, if you want me, you've got to show me love. Words are so easy to say. You've got to show me love. Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast. Ferrari with me in the wave, but in the morning. I need you to hold on. Maybe it's a place not so far away. Although I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. Take me anywhere. Tell me that's really safe. 'Cause I know it's feels so
I can buy myself flowers, write my name in sand, talk to myself for hours, say things you don't understand.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back. Oh,
I can take myself dancing, and I can hold my head. Yeah, I can love me better than you can.
Y'all already know who I am. My name's Topher.
Cause I'm a monster.
I know you're tired of loving with nobody to love. Nobody. Just grab somebody, don't live in this party with nobody to love. Nobody.
And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hill, where the landslide brought down. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes older, children get older, and I'm getting older too.
and somebody said to me, nigga, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you get a swimming pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. Pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. I wave a few bottles, then I Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. And I'll dream each night of some version of you that I might not have, but I didn't lose. And we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see it.
Shake that.
chains to break, holding you. Were you born to resist or be abused? Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you?
Keep up, baby boy, if you lose my.
Can we find love again? Is this time? Yeah. Tell me how many more tears will dry till you hit me with can we talk and try love again?
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I
When I
do.
met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turn brown. And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer, when I met you in the summer,
And it became personal with me.
You ready? Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was raining. Flexing on these niggas, I'm like Papa on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type can the main captain, grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new bitch, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands strapped on my toe. Cause these niggas want me dead, and I gotta make it back home.
I got way too much time to be this hurt. Somebody help, it's getting worse. What do you do with a broken heart? Once a love fades, everything is dark.
She wants to touch me, woo. She wants to love me, woo. She'll never leave me, woo.
Don't trust her, never trust her. Won't trust her, no, won't trust me. Shush, girl, shut your lips. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said, shush, girl, shut your lips. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said.
There she goes again, racing through my brain, and I just can't contain. All I know is 10:35, and I can feel your arms around me, that I'm drowning. All I know is 10:35, and I'm thinking, God, you found me, that you found me. You got me slipping, stumbling, tripping, stumbling, clumsy 'cause I'm falling in love. You got me slipping, stumbling, sinking, stumbling, clumsy 'cause I'm falling in love. Can't help it, no, can't help it, can't help it, no, can't help it, can't help it, no, can't help it, can't help it, no, can't help it. Stop tonight, don't worry,
You believe me if I said I'm in love, baby? Want you, want me? Would you believe me if I said I'm in love, baby? Want you?
take you home, would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby. I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby. How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? What devotion are you? How deep is your love? Is it like Nirvana? Hit me harder again. How deep is your love? No, don't fuck with my heart. No, don't fuck with my heart. How deep is your love? No, don't fuck with my heart. How deep is your love? No, don't fuck with my heart.
I never fuck Nikki cause she got a man, but when that's over then I'm first in line. And the other day in her Maybach, I thought goddamn this is the perfect time. We had just come from that video, you know LA traffic had the city slow. She was sitting down on that big butt, but I was still staring at the titties though. Yeah, low key and maybe high key, I been peeped that you like me, you know. Who the fuck you really wanna be with besides me? I mean, it doesn't take much for us to do this shit quietly, I mean. You say I'm obsessed with thick women and I agree.
I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you.
Hold your breath, darling, swim to shore. I'll tread the water in that heart of yours. And when it storms, we'll sail right through the waves. I love you more than yesterday. I love you more than yesterday. I love you more than yesterday.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. You can have a good meal. You can do whatever you feel.
'Cause you got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. Want it all? But I ain't worried about it right now. Keep them dreams alive. 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, racing on the cloud, hero. I ain't worried about it.
Copped a BMW, new deposit, I picked up another bag. Like fuck it, I'ma count while I'm in it. I heard planes flying, crowds screaming, money counting chains, clanking shit. I guess that's how it sound when you win. I ain't joking, do it sound like I'm kidding. I've been making like 2,000 a minute. So high up through the clouds, I was swimming. I'm probably gonna drown when I'm in it. I bet she gon' get loud when I'm in it.
Thinking better, I've wasted on you. All of this time and all of this money. All of these sorries, I don't owe you money. All of these miles on this Chevy and prayers in the pew. All them days I spent wasted on you. Wasted on you.
Copped a BMW, new deposit, I picked up another bag. Like fuck it, I'ma count while I'm in it.
No clouds in my stones. Let it rain, I hydroplane in the bank. Coming down like the Dow Jones. When the clouds come, we gone. We Rockefeller, we fly higher than weather. And cheap vibes are better, you know me. In anticipation for precipitation, stack chips for the rainy day. Jay, Rain Man sunshine, Rihanna, where you at?
Just like the white winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just like the white winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
To you, I'm just a man. To me, you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? I'm poisoning myself again. Something in the orange tells me you're never coming home.
Just like the white winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
But I miss you in the mornings when I see the sun. Something in the orange tells me we're not done.
If we ever broke up, I'd never be sad. Think about everything I thought we had. If we ever broke up. If we ever broke up. If we ever broke up, I'd call your dad and tell him all the shittiest of things you said. If we ever broke up. If we ever broke up.
Yellow diamonds in the light, and we're standing side by side as a shadow crosses mine. What it takes to come alive. It's me, hi, I'm the problem. It's me at tea time. Everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. With my love and a hopeless place. It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. With my love and a hopeless place.
He's brought a ludicrously capacious back.
She graduated with a 4.0. Only upgraded from no. Got a fast car, but she drive it slow. She don't want me. She don't want me.
I'm not a perfect person. There's many things I wish I didn't do, but I continue learning. I never meant to do those things to you.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb.
I found out a reason for me to change who I used to be. A reason to start over new. And the reason is you.
Jump, pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't tell a sack up, punk, you better back up. I'm trying to play the role and get a whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, then jump across the ceiling. Mugs is a funk fest, someone's talking jump. Yo, I bust them in the eye, and then I think the bounce home. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seats and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up, and get down. Jump.
She said, hello mister, pleased to meet you. I wanna hold her, I wanna kiss her. Gonna take her for a ride on a big jet bird. Gonna take her for a ride on a big jet bird.
And when the daylight comes, I'll have to go. But tonight I'm gonna hold you so close. 'Cause in the daylight we'll be on our own.
We've been doing all this late night talking about anything you wanna till the morning. Now you're in my life. I can't get you off my mind.
Gripping your pillow tight, exit light, end of the night. Take my hand, rock the never land.
We've been doing all this late night talking about anything you wanna till the morning.
Where's Gabe? I don't f***ing know.
Killers in the jungle. Listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle.
I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high, but I'm both right now. Got me talking about my life. I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high, but I'm both right now. Got me talking about my life.
So baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you.
I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high.
'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you. Counting 1, 2, 3, not only with me. Got 180 degrees and I'm caught in between. Counting 1, 2, 3, feet apart and every getting down on 3 feet. Everybody, let's go.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. That's alright because I like the way it hurts. Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. That's alright because I love the way you lie. I love
I
the way
take you to
you
the
lie.
candy shop. I let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep going till you hit the spot. Whoa.
I'll take you to the candy shop. One with you, the one I do. I'll have you spend
You can have it your way. How do you want it? You gon' back that thing up or should I push up on it? Temperature rising, okay, let's go to the next level. Dance floor jam packed, hot as a tea kettle. I break it down for you now, baby, it's simple. If you be an info, I'll be an info. In the hotel or in the back of the rental, on the beach or in the park. It's whatever you into, got the magic stick. I'm the love doctor. Now your friends teasing me about how strong I got you. I'm trying to explain, baby, the best way I can. I'm melting in your mouth, girl, not in your hand.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
Pushing past the limit, tripping on the hallucinogens. My cigarette burnt my finger 'cause I forgot I lit it. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. My cigarette burnt my finger 'cause I forgot I lit it. Let it be.
I tell everyone how I made this money that it's going to affect me in any sort of way.
AMD, if we get a quick little pop above $12, I'm thinking about maybe a quick little short over on AMD. Finger on the trigger to lock in profits when it starts moving back on up. Here we go. Nice job. Let's take it. $979 in profit. Look at this spike, baby. Taking some gains right off the top right here. 124,000.
You just gotta know what you're doing.
200.
Every single person can be successful.
Dollars in profit.
There's no reason for you not to become a full-time day
Now
trader.
we're currently up $2,100. Let's just keep it going even more. I want every single person. Now we're up $2,500. Now we're going up to $117.40.
It's not like it's a competition. It's if I tell you how I was able to do this, go out, make that money, make a killing, and let's all absolutely crush it together.
Let's go, baby! Let's see this thing keep unfolding even farther here. We're up $1,100 within the first 5 minutes of the day. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic.
You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. I'm telling everybody, everybody. You won't break my soul.
And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say
you gotta move it slowly, taking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for the whole week. I've been praying for you, you're my Sunday. You gotta move slowly, taking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for this whole week. I've been praying for you, you're my Sunday.
I can drink whiskey and red wine.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are back. We are getting ready to go. We are getting ourselves absolutely fired up on this day. It is currently 9:09 a.m. We got 21 minutes until this market kicks on up. And I want to make sure every single person is coming out profitable today. Made just a little under $1,000 yesterday. Trying to get back up towards around $15,000 on the month. Took a loss earlier this week, but you know what? We're doing absolutely fantastic. We've been on a crazy hot win streak, and we want to see if we can keep this momentum going. Obviously, being here on TradeCaster.com, you're getting live trading, you're getting live alerts, and you get to look at me all day. It's a win-win-win. Win-win-win around here, people. So I need every single person at this time to finish up that final bite of that absolutely beautiful fluffy pancake you have. Finish up that nice perfect little slice of toast with just a little bit of butter right on top. I don't care if you are eating a nice brand new omelet with some peppers and onions, got a little bit of ketchup, throw a little hash browns and an apple juice on the side. I need you guys getting it gobbled on down right here. Open that throat nice and wide, put it down there, and let's get ready for a great day ahead. Fired up here, people. Get focused, get dialed in. Time to have some fun.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put a thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive plan yet. It's your primitive plan yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive
plan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, see what we have today. All right. So at the at this time, guys, at this time, 9:10 a.m. We got to go over it all as we always do. Making sure every single person is feeling absolutely electric today. Light on the toes is what it's all about, guys. Light on the toes. So let's go ahead, bring this on over. Break down every single one of these plays here, starting with our morning newsletter. I posted a link in the chats to make sure that you guys get this morning newsletter. If you do not have this morning newsletter, Traders, it's literally free. I send it out every single day. It goes over everything that I talk about right now in pre-market, making sure that you are 100% prepared for the day ahead. So if you are not getting this morning newsletter, make sure you guys just scroll up the chat room and make sure you guys sign your email on up so you guys have this. But let's talk about the morning squawk today. What is going on in the market? What does CNBC have putting out to us? It says morning squawk, rocky month. It says stocks fell on Wednesday for a consecutive day as investors digested news from the Federal Reserve. The Nasdaq Composite fell more than 1.15%, while the S&P 500 dropped 0.76%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped by 180 points, or 0.52%. August has been a rocky month for stocks, and the major averages are well in negative territory. Valuations have also been falling from their lofty heights. And what's happening here, team? Well, yesterday we actually had a minutes meeting from the Feds. And what did the Feds say? Well, the Federal Reserve released minutes from its latest meeting in July yesterday that showed that the majority of the Federal Reserve is still concerned about the pace of inflation. Fed members also noted that more hikes could be coming unless conditions change. The Feds raised rates by a quarter percentage point in July meeting, bringing the federal funds to the highest level that it has been on in 22 years. The minutes also showed uncertainty among members, however, with some saying that they thought the committee could skip a hike and see how previous efforts were affecting the economy. So, right now at this moment, team, where are we at? Let's just make sure we're not losing anyone. We know that the market has been down. August has been a tough month in the market. Little side note, as you guys know, I have been stating for so long, July is going to be the toughest month in the market. July. It's actually August. So you know what? I was 2 weeks early, 3 weeks early with my prediction. I'm not going to be upset about it. I had some people be like, oh, Dek, you said that July was going to be the biggest red month, but it's actually August, you idiot. Hey, I think the idea was there. I think the same exact, fundamentals are playing in play. It just kind of came a little bit later. So we are having August have one of the reddest months so far. We are having some dropping going on. One of the reasons behind this is still fighting inflation. And we had a meeting yesterday that said the Federal Reserve is saying that we are going to most likely be having another rate hike coming on up. So another rate hike on its way. Number 3, Walmart earnings. Walmart's discount reputation is continuing to bring customers. The big box retailer raised its full-year forecast when it released its second quarter earnings Thursday morning before the bell, a notable contrast to Target, which cut its forecast the day before. Walmart also topped analyst expectations for sales and profits. CFO John David Rainey told CNBC's Melissa Repko that seasonal months or a moment such as the 4th of July holiday and back to school. So that's what's really helped out, Target going back to school. Obviously, a lot of people go there to go get book bags and school supplies and things along those lines. Then also 4th of July, think about people going to get napkins and cups, getting party supplies, food, anything that they may need. So these are the top 3 points of the day. And if you wanted to get a little bit more detail, you could read right here as well, which is basically just saying everything that we've already talked about. You can see stock futures are higher this morning after the Federal Reserve went over rate hikes. We did have a harder month over the past August so far. We are seeing a few dropping right here. Markets are concerned after the Federal Reserve said that we're probably going to be raising rates. The market sectors are starting to lose their momentum. So these are all things that we have and definitely want to be aware of. Now, also a little sign note, you guys may have seen me post this as well, is that did anyone see that Michael Burry, the big short guy, the guy who said, hey, the market's going to fall in 2008, made over $1 billion. Well, he actually just put in a $1.6 billion short that the market's going to start falling. He's actually doing put contracts on QQQ, and he's doing put contracts on the S&P 500. So he actually put in $1.6 billion, $866 million in put options, and $739 million in put options against the fund that tracks the NASDAQ and S&P 500. So he is actually making another very big bet at this time that this entire market is going to start getting weaker and this entire market is going to start falling. So, he definitely has some credibility behind his name. We definitely want to continue to keep our eyes peeled on this. But let's talk about what we have at this moment. Let's talk about what we're seeing. Let's talk about where we're at. Let's talk about where can this market go and why. Okay, where can this market go to and why? So when we take a look over on the S&P 500, we do have something very big. And what's very big here over on the S&P 500 is the pure fact that we are cracking the 50-day moving average. okay? When we are taking a look at our indicators, we like to use the 200-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, and the 13 EMA. And why is that? Because these are the most popular indicators in stock trading. We use the most popular indicators because they have the strongest force. That's why we use them. So if I see that the 13 EMA, where we have bounced off this green line many times, is starting to crack, that shows that we're having weakness. And the 50-day moving average, where we have bounced off the 50-day moving average many times, is starting to crack. Well, now we're getting weakness. So now we're bearish underneath the 13 EMA. We're bearish underneath the 50-day moving average. And now we have all this room to fall. We have a lot of room to fall. We have a lot of room to drop. We have a lot of room to get weaker. So the S&P 500, looking at this right off the rip, I immediately am going to, oh, wow, I definitely want to be bearish. Immediately I'm saying to myself, oh, wow, hey, you know what? I think this thing is going to start falling. I think it's going to start, dropping even farther. There is also part of me that has said, hey, we've had two pretty solid red days in a row. We have fallen from 446 all the way on down towards around 439. Could today be a green day? Go back up towards around the 50-day moving average. So obviously, if my calculations are correct, guys, I know, again, I'm pretty intelligent. If my calculations are correct, the stock market today is either going to go up or it's going to go down today. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. Thanks, Dek. Really helpful here, right? But now we got to do a little bit more research and try to figure out why. Which way has better odds for us? So let's try to think this out, okay? What I would do if I were you is we want to go ahead and we want to take a look over on the S&P 500. And remember, the larger the time frame we have, the more areas of support and resistance and the better strength we have. So a lot of times when I'm doing research, I like to do research in a 30-minute time frame on these blue chips because it's giving me the last 2 weeks of data. And this is going to give me the most relevant and strongest trend lines that are currently holding on up. So let's figure this thing on out. Sound good? So if I want to figure out the S&P 500, I would say let's start putting some trend lines on the stock. I could go trend line, top resistance, top resistance. I would say top resistance, top resistance. I'm just going across the board here. And I think that this line makes the most sense. So if I want to say, I think this line makes the most sense, wouldn't you guys agree? We come on up to the top, we fall. We can also see that's held up as very nice support. Okay, so this is kind of confirming that this is the correct trend line. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. We did break through it once right here, but then we have top resistance. This is telling me that if we come back up to the price of 446, we are most likely going to have very strong resistance. That's what we're probably going to have here. Because every time we come up to this line, we usually have a very big pullback right back on down. Now, let's actually do something else though. Let's also connect some dots from here. And we can actually connect the dots from, let's go with this bottom area to 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 this bottom area. So what I'm looking for at this moment is I can tell that not only, right, let me actually adjust this here slightly. Let me see what, there we go. I would say right here, boink. All right, so what I would say to myself is, hey, at this time, guys, not only do we have a great top resistance line, but we could also see we have a great bottom, support line, which is now actually holding up as resistance. So now we're starting to see this chart and it's making a little bit more sense to us. So now it's like, Dek, well, how can we trade this? Okay, how can we trade this? How can we figure this out? Well, what we know is whenever it is above this blue line, this blue line holds up as a lot of support. As of now, this blue line's holding up as resistance. So I would say if we start getting above the price of 441.50 and we hold above 441.50, most likely there is going to be a lot of support around this area because it's now going to turn back into the bounce play. We'll have room to run all the way back up to the purple line. Let's say at the start of the day, though, we open on up and we just get a crack. We just start dropping right back down to 440. Well, if we start cracking and dropping right back down to 440, that means this is now holding up as very strong resistance. And we either want to do put contracts at this blue line, or we are going to want to say we want to wait until this blue line breaks, do a call contract, and then a stop loss right underneath it. So this is what I really want you guys to gauge out of this here. No matter what your game plan is, you guys can be able to make a lot of money and only lose a little because you guys are doing it at the right areas. So I don't care what your game plan is. So let's just focus on this real quick, guys. I'm going to get this all out of the way. Cool. So let's say your game plan is this deck. I'm going to do a put contract right at the start of the day. Well, why are you going to do a put contract at the start of the day? Give me a reason. Well, deck, I'm going to enter right here at this blue line. The reason why I'm entering at this blue line is because this is where it's bounced at every single time. This should hold up as resistance. I like your thought process. But let's also make sure we have a stop loss right above the blue line. So now what is going to happen is if it does spike on up, you might only lose $200 because you know if it goes above that blue line, it's going to be considered more bullish than it is bearish. But let's say it falls and you get, hits that line and then we drop all the way on down. Look how much more room you have to win. Look how much room you have to be able to profit. You have all this room to be able to drop, which is absolutely a great thing. So you have very big reward. You could be able to make $2,000 in profit and you have very little risk. So that's a great way to trade, right? What else could you do? You could also be saying to yourself, all right, Deck, you know what? I want to go ahead and I want to put a stop loss right underneath this blue line because I think it's going to break out. So the moment that this breaks on out, you say, all right, I'm going to enter it here. Well, why would you enter it here? Well, look how much room we have to run. We could run all the way back up to this purple line, which is great. And if it doesn't work out, guess what happens? Look how much room you have to fall. Not that much. So you may only lose, let's say, $300. But if this thing goes on a nice spike, a nice rip, a nice run, and you're on the right side of momentum, you could possibly win $3,000. Right? And that's what's so great about this is that once you have your entries and exits, you could go ahead and lose, but you're only going to lose little as long as you actually stick with it. Right? As long as you actually stick with it, you will only lose a little bit. But a lot of people say, oh, I'm down 200. Okay, I'm down 700. Okay, I'm down 1,000. Okay, I'm down 5,000. Oh, Deck, I can't trade anymore. I just lost my account. It's because you didn't set a stop loss whatsoever. Now, what else can we see? Because after doing this, I do see a little downtrend as well. So I just want to kind of connect some dots here. And I would say this is my biggest fear here. My biggest fear would be the fact that it's going to break this purple line or break this blue line, pop up towards like 441.75 and then hit this little downtrend. We do have some downtrends within its uptrends. We do have some uptrends within its downtrends. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Obviously, I'm showing you the number one kind of biggest, downtrend channel that we have. But I honestly wouldn't be shocked if we spike on up right at the start of the day, run up towards like 441.90, 441.75. Then we start getting a little bit of a pullback right back on down. So just be careful on that. Quick little spike on up, 441.75. It might look like it's going to break on out, but then it's actually a fake out breakout because it's hitting this downtrend that we have. So this is pretty interesting. Just want to make sure that you guys are all set here. I definitely just want to take a screenshot of this and be able to post this for you guys in chat. If you guys are on YouTube, please take a screenshot or make the same chart setup that I have right here so that you guys are feeling good about it and going forward with it. All right. So we got SPY support and resistance. So these are kind of our top areas right now, making sure that everyone here is coming out on top, or at least just understanding where this chart is, where this chart could get a lot of reversals. So if you're saying, Deck, what would be your game plan? I would probably say I would look for a put contract on a little morning spike up to 441.90. But I don't really trade the SPY. What I'm looking to trade a little bit more is META. META, this is a play that I think could get a quick little morning spike as well, maybe up towards around that, what is this? We do have our main dropping point. Let's just try to do the same thing, okay? So we have our main downtrend over on Meta. That's all the way up towards 303. I don't think we're going to get back up to 303. How high can we honestly get towards? Well, let's connect some of these bottoms here. And what is this? Let's just connect some of these bottoms. What actually makes sense for us? That's just all I'm looking for. Well, this makes sense. I mean, traders, if you take a look right here, it looks like we are actually right next to its bottom bounce play area. So if we actually want to take a look here, it looks like it's right next to its bottom bounce play area. Would you guys agree with me here? I mean, take a look over on Meta. Meta, what do we have? We have bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Wouldn't this be holding on up? I mean, if you want to, you can extend it a little bit lower, maybe back down to 291, 291.50, maybe $1 drop. So it's like It's a little tricky. I would say 291.50, you could go for some calls. So 291.50, you could definitely look for some calls. Try to get filled on a nice little dip buy, maybe right down next to that 291-ish mark. We're just trying to find that best area possible that makes the most sense. So I would probably say if you want to get involved over on the S&P 500, we probably want to do it 291.50 or lower on the call contract. So this is a little bit tough. You know why? Because I think the S&P 500 is going to get a little spike, then dump. And I think Meta is going to fall right away down towards this 291.50-ish mark. I would say if we want to get involved, we'd want to look for bounce plays and dip buys near these lows. So I'd probably look for Meta, August 25th. If we think we're going to get a dip buy right around this 291.50 mark, we'd probably want to have a contract. We could do 292.50 going on the call side, switching on over towards, again, 25 contracts, market order in once the market opens on up, or we get that nice, pullback. So this is kind of like our contract that I'd be looking for. Meta, August 25th, 292, call contracts, 25 call contracts, 25 contracts, getting ready to rock and roll on this day. So that's basically where I'd be looking for as well. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of this over on Meta so you guys have the Meta support and resistance lines, looking to see if we can get a nice dip buy and get a nice bounce play off of this line. So Meta support and resistance, making sure that we are all good here. So today's a good day, guys. Today's a big day. I'm definitely very excited to see where this hype and this action and momentum and all this good things are going to be going towards. I would like to see Meta get a nice morning pullback, get that nice dip buy, see if it bounces right off that blue area. But as you guys can see, I'm going into every single day prepared, okay? Going into every single day asking and saying to myself, all right, what's going to be happening next? Where is this volume going to be going? Where should I be looking, right? That's very important to me, that every single time I trade, I'm putting myself in the best trades possible. I'm putting myself in trades that I know I can come out on top. I'm putting myself in on trades that I know I can be able to make a lot of money. All right, team? So very, very important that you guys do your research, and I'm happy that, of course, we are doing our research. I'm happy we are, coming out on top here. We have about a minute until the market opens on up. Let's just get ready to rock and roll here, team. We got a huge day ahead, and I actually have to load up my new scanners here. Give me 1 second. Big day ahead here, traders. Big day ahead. I want to make sure I have enough time. Scanners, got it. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. What's going on here? There we go. All right, market opens on up here, traders, in about 30 seconds. We have a big day coming on up. Big day coming on up. Bringing over my last little thing here. Here we go. Got SPY and Meta. Remember, Meta, we want to look for an entry on Meta today underneath the price of $231.50. Underneath the price of $231.50 is where I think we get our dip buy off that 30-minute time frame that we were just looking at. So we'll see if we get a nice little drop right off the rip. I'm ready to enter if this thing drops all the way down to $231.50. Little side note, I am not in on anything at this moment. I'm not in on anything at this time, but I do have entries all set ready to go if we do start getting a little bit of a drop. Now remember, we also do have the S&P 500 here. S&P 500, let's just extend that on up. We are hitting the blue line right here. If that pops, we could go all the way up towards around that 441.85 mark. So if this pops, it's going to try to go up towards around 441.85 if we do break that line right here. Okay? If all of a sudden Meta starts dropping, remember guys, if Meta starts dropping, Meta has room to fall back on down towards around like 291.23. If that ever started, getting very, very weak. So sometimes we got to extend out the charts a little bit, make them as big and as fluffy as we can to be able to get a good idea of where this may be heading towards next. We don't got to pull the trigger just on anything just yet. We are just trying to stay as smart as we can and making sure we're putting ourselves in on the best trades possible. So we're gonna wait for that. We do have that little bottom dip buy right here. Yeah, I'm gonna be waiting. 291.50, I like it. Looking around, seeing where the volume's at. Get excited, baby. Get excited. Brand new day. Happy Thursday, team. Happy Thursday, traders. A lot of big activity today. A lot of big volume today. So no entries for myself at this moment, team. I am just, waiting, watching, staying smart, sitting back right here, waiting for that next main move, waiting for that next main rip and run. So we can switch on over towards a 1 minute time frame right now. Put out our indicators, go down towards the VWAP indicator. Meta just ran right into its VWAP, got a little bit of rejection. The S&P 500 also getting some rejection. Dek, do you think this market's gonna fall? If I had to take a prediction right now, I would say yes, I do think we are going to start seeing a little bit of a pullback. Remember, the 1 minute and 2 minute time frame, they're great when I'm trading penny stocks and such, but I don't really like using them as often when I'm trading blue chips because they just don't have as strong as a force. I don't like when they're that strong as a force. Like I like when I switch over to a 30-minute time frame, and these are just way more kind of consistent trend lines. These are trend lines that everyone sees, that everyone notices. You guys can see at this moment we have 441.50 resistance holding up beautifully. If it breaks that, we are going to have very strong resistance at around 441.85. You can see that. I can see that. Everyone sees that. Meta, if Meta starts on dropping, we know Meta has room to fall all the way down towards around 291.50-ish, 291.60-ish if this one keeps on dropping, if this one keeps on fading. So we are still waiting for that perfect dip buy. Yes, if you wanted to, you could do put contracts as well. So we could see this one fade, start going on down towards that 291.50-ish mark. I definitely think that could be happening in the future. Still watching, still waiting for this beautiful rip, run, spike, drop. We're going to be stock snipers, baby. Just waiting for that perfect kill. Waiting for that perfect move right here. That's what it's all about. Dek, what platform are you using? I'm using, again, Lightspeed, E-Trade for my level 2, and then I have Trade Ideas. So right now, team, my brokerage is Lightspeed. The scanners are Trade Idea scanners, though. Fired up on this day. S&P 500 still watching. Meta, we gotta get about a $1.50 drop out of this one. Nice little $1.50 drop. We'll start seeing a bounce from there. If you want to, you can do a small put contract. I do think you will win if you do a small put contract on Meta, or even a small put contract over on the S&P 500. Yeah. Meta still waiting for this one to fade a little bit more. We want that all the way back on down. Right next to it's like pre-market lows, kind of 291.50, 291.60. Just waiting, staying smart, staying alert, feeling good. Wearing my German Shepherd dog hat today. It lets everyone knows that I'm a dog daddy. So from now on, you guys can refer to me as Daddy. Everyone say, yes, Daddy. Teach me the best way to trade, Daddy. Can you teach me to trade, Daddy? I'll change my username tonight. Meta, a little bit of a pop here. Meta, a little bit of a pop at this moment. Staying smart, waiting for our move. Remember, we're not expecting a whole lot of volume or a whole lot of hype. Where's Meta's going to get rejected at? Meta is going to get rejected at the price. Well, we know S&P 500 gets rejected at this blue line and gets rejected at this purple line. S&P 500 is underneath that 441 mark. That is underneath its VWAP at this time. Little side note. If you actually switch over to a weekly chart, shout out to J Trades here, weekly chart, which people do definitely look at. Taking a look over on the S&P 500. Let me actually just add the 13 EMA here. we do have, where do I think it's going to be massive support? Because obviously being underneath all these resistance lines, being underneath the 13 EMA on the daily chart and the 200 or the 50-day moving average, and underneath 446 and underneath 441.70 and underneath 441.30, we do want to take a look. You guys can just head on over to the S&P 500 here over on stockcharts.com. And if we actually switch this chart out to the weekly time frame, the 13 EMA, notice it usually gets a very nice bounce play. That's at 438.70. So where do I think the perfect dip buy is going to be on the S&P 500? Somewhere right around 438.70. This green line, let's turn off everything other than the green line, just to try to make it as easy as possible, okay? So this green line, or this now blue line, weekly chart, shows we usually bounce off of it. If we are coming on down towards the price of 438.68, that's most likely where the best dip buy is going to be around. 438.68 on the S&P 500. So right now we're at 440. Lowest we got down to was 439.51. I think we go on down towards 438.68. That's where I would say the target on the next round of put contracts is going to be at. Next round of put contracts, 438.68 is where the S&P 500 is going to fall on down to. Meta, still trying to get a little bit of a climb. Is there any sort of like strong resistance line where Meta is just going to get rejected, where everyone's going to say, nope, not happening, Meta. Sorry, bubs. Let's actually go back into a little bit of a larger time frame here. Like, where's the nope area? Nope, not happening, bubs. Sorry. Sorry. We're sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Right here, what do we have? 296.70. Some strong resistance going across the board. Got some old tops right above me right here. Old top. You guys can see some tops. So maybe we get a little pop on up towards 296.75. Yeah, probably 296.75. I'd look for a put contract. You guys know where I'm looking for my calls and puts. Calls, I want to see it back down towards 291. Puts, I'm going to be looking up towards around the 297 mark. Jalen, I have the 200-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, and the 13 EMA. Remember, if you need help on this and you're saying, Deck, I don't know anything about stock trading, go to the video library on tradecaster.com, go to the 2023 bootcamp, and watch our lessons over on the 2023 bootcamp. And you guys can see we actually do have our indicator lessons. Where are we at here? Going over all the best indicators right here. So all of the best indicators, going over how to be able to use them. Every single day. I know it sounds crazy, guys. I know this sounds wild, but every single day I have traders say, Deck, I don't know how to trade. I can't make money today. I just lost all my money. What am I doing wrong? And I say, have you watched any of the video library lessons? They say, no, I haven't watched any. Well, why the heck are we trading real money? Well, I don't know, Deck. I thought maybe I could just buy in and do things. Okay, hey, why don't you just play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Have you ever thrown a football before? No, I've never thrown it. So why won't they hire me? Because you're not good. Hey, Deck. You know, why can't I play on the PGA Tour? You ever swing a golf club before? No, but why won't they let me play? Because you suck. You stink. Deck, I lose money every single day. Have you ever watched a video library lesson? No, I haven't ever. It's literally free. Okay? Just take 10 minutes out of your day to study. And I'm not calling you out right now. I'm not calling you out, Jalen. I'm just kind of going off a tangent right now, I feel like, all right? So I don't think that's towards you. I'm just kind of letting all this built up anxiety and just come on out right now. Let's get it going. But yeah, study on up. It's going to help you guys out tremendously. Tremendously. But as always, Jalen, happy to help you on out. Love you. Meta, a little bit of pullback. We want Meta 296-ish. 296. Move this thing on up. What's a realistic number you guys think we can make today? What's a realistic number that you guys think that we can profit today? What's the money goal today, you guys think? What should I set as my money goal today? 500, 1,000, 3,000. I'm thinking so far on where we're at. I'm thinking so far of what we're looking at. So far of what we're seeing. I think we keep it realistic. I'm thinking, you know, I'm thinking maybe Uber tip money. Maybe, again, you order something at a nice restaurant. We leave this as a tip. 4,000 maybe, 5,000. Is that? I think that's a good goal. So maybe 4,000, 5,000, just something small that we can keep in our pockets when we walk around. Maybe this weekend, maybe go out to Thursday, have a little Dave and Buster's, a little 4 or 5K cash in the pockets. So I think that would be a good target for us today. Let's get 4 or 5. I like it. Just staying alert here. Hey, New York traffic can be a little crazy. Everyone should be tipping their Uber drivers at least a minimum of 3,000. A minimum. Let's just be realistic here, guys. At the same time, I do Uber Air, so it's like the helicopter. Do you guys not have Uber Air? Do you guys not have the option of the little helicopter logo when you go? Do you not have? Do you not have that? Let's make some money today. Let's make some cash here today, people. Let's get ourselves going. All right, team. Meta. Going on a little bit of a pop here. Meta. Going on a little bit of a pop. We know our target over on Meta time frame. 60-minute time frame. We're looking for that target right up towards around that 296.75 plus area. 296.75 plus. So about another $1.10. We're looking for a nice little reversal. Let's see, 296.75 plus. Pull the trigger. See some resistance here. And we also know the S&P 500 is going to have some resistance coming on up. S&P 500. That's going to have resistance still at 441.35 mark. 441.35. We are also underneath that VWAP area. So we're still waiting on this. I do like how Meta is trying to move itself on up, though. Meta's still getting a little bit of a pop here. I like it. Let's see Meta, guys. Keep on going. Reason why I do a week out expiration is because if I hold this for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, I just don't want to have theta be an issue. We have so much to worry about in stock trading. I don't like when I have time decay being an issue. That's just, an unnecessary issue. So I like to go a little farther out on my expiration so I don't have to worry about, time decay. Came on up to 296 there. Started getting a big rejection right back on down. Came up to 296. Big rejection right back on down. S&P 500 team hit its VWAP and start fading on down. So we have the S&P 500 hit its VWAP, starting to get a little bit weaker. Coming on up, 945 in the market. Are we going to start seeing a harder drop? Are we going to start seeing some weakness in this market here? Meta traders may start giving some back. Let's take a look at some other popular plays right now. Tesla. Look at Tesla, team. Tesla has been given a ton back recently. If you guys take a look at Tesla, Tesla's gone from 300 all the way down to 222. So Tesla has been given a whole lot back. Meta, a little bit on the green side at this moment. How's NVDA doing? NVDA not really doing too much at this time. S&P 500 actually hitting some new lows. Meta is still actually trying to fight and stay alive the best it can. How's AMD doing? AMD getting a nice little drop as well. So this market is turning. This market is dropping. We can clearly see here. I know I said it a month early. I said the end of July, we are going to have the reddest month of the year. It's been August. August has been the reddest month of the year, as we can all tell here. So this market, this month, right? We have been seeing some hard drops over on the S&P 500. AMD, we still have some hard drops. So, Dek, how low can the S&P 500 go down towards? We already know. We believe that everything is going to keep on dropping until what point? Until the S&P 500 gets down to 238.60. Where are we getting 238.60 from? Remember, the 13 EMA on the weekly chart. A very, very popular indicator, 13 EMA, right around that mark. We go ahead and we take a look at it, switch over towards the weekly chart here. Weekly chart update, that green line. Green line is at, not 230, excuse me, 438.62. So we basically have about $1, maybe $2 drop. Right, another $2 drop over on the S&P 500, and then we should actually have a great bounce play to start working ourselves back on up. But we still got room to fall. We still got room to drop. I wouldn't mind if Meta gets a little pop on up. If Meta can pop itself on up towards that 265.50-ish mark, 265.75, I would take that. Because right now the S&P 500 is only getting weaker. AMD getting a little bit weaker. Tesla been on a nice dump. Tesla's only getting weaker. You know, I still think we got a lot of room to be able to fade and fall and drop, and, you know, still seeing some weakness here. Let me just be ready for a possible Meta trade if this one starts going on up a little bit too high. I'd probably do Meta, probably switch on over to 10 contracts at a time, scale myself in, put contracts. We would want to have a strike price because we're looking at around 296.75. We'll do a 295 strike price. Probably do 10 contracts at a time, switch on over to a market order, August 25th. So that's kind of where I'm at, looking at this play at this moment, seeing if we can run on up towards a little bit of a new high. But, you know, right now, everything is starting to drop. Everything is starting to get weaker. Meta right now, 296.05 is a good high of the day number. If you want to say, oh, Deck, I'm going to pull the trigger right now. If we break it, then I'll get out. You could do that. HE, Hawaiian Electric Industries, going on a dip buy and a bounce play. So, you know, I don't really like seeing these type of things. Obviously, what's going on with Hawaiian Electric Industries? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just taking a guess at what's going on here. As we know, there's been a lot of wildfires, or those fires that have been happening out in Maui, and we have been seeing a lot of people lose their homes and everything along those lines. So Hawaiian Electric Industries is getting a very big drop at this moment. So it has fallen from around $35 all the way down to $10. Right now, people are looking more for a dip buy off that $10 area. So just a little heads on up here, you know, for Hawaiian, a lot of times when we see natural disasters, when we see these things that happen in the world, people try to profit off of it, right? You know, if we saw that Hawaii is on fire, well, any company that's in Hawaii is probably going to come crashing on down. People see that, they realize that, they go ahead and short the market, or they short these plays right away. Now it's trying to get a little bit of a dip buy, right? So something to always just kind of be aware of. And obviously, if anyone knows anyone out in Maui, we only want them to be safe and be able to recover. HE getting a little bit of that dip buy here still. S&P 500 still getting weaker. Remember, S&P 500 has room to fall down towards 238.60. We still have about $2 that we can drop over on the S&P 500. And so far, the S&P 500 is on nothing but a downtrend. Traders, if you want to have the best opportunity, you want to understand what's going on in this market, just remember, switch over to a larger time frame. 30-minute time frame so far. Scroll it on out here. Notice we hit this blue line and boink, we got rejected right back on down. Traders, I'm not just making things on up. I'm not saying, hey, we're probably going to hit this blue line and start falling. We're looking at this blue line because it's where old support was at, and support 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 and support. We have all these support lines right here. Now that old support line is now holding up as resistance. So we hit it and we get this very strong rejection all the way back on down. We should still be falling pretty good here. So, you know, we should still be dropping. We should still be getting weaker. We should still be seeing everything fade and fall. I'm just looking to see if Meta's going to get a little bit of a pop before, again, it starts getting its mean rejection as well. So I want to see if Meta could get a little bit of a pop on up before its mean rejection and starts getting a little bit weaker. So Meta, I really do want to try to figure out where is going to be the best rejection area. I see the best rejection area all the way up towards around 297.85. I don't think it's going to get that high, though. I think it's going to get, like, I could imagine another, like, $1.50, almost a $2 spike out of Meta. Meta really hasn't moved that much today. It's only up $1.30 at this moment, but we haven't really seen too much volume. We've been seeing what? We've been seeing little cracks. We've been seeing little spikes. We've been seeing little moves here. Like, we haven't missed out on anything just yet. Deck, how low do you think Tesla's going to drop on down to? It's not going to go down to the 200-day moving average. I think that's a little too low. I think a very realistic area on where Tesla could fall on down to, that people are going to say, all right, hey, what makes sense? Take a look at the past chart history pattern, right? Take a look off the past chart history pattern. And if you want to, just for this moment, turn off all your indicators. Turn off all your indicators. And let me ask you, where is there an old platform that this is most likely going to get the best dip buy at? Where is there is an old platform where every single trader is going to say, hey, this is going to be a great dip. I would probably start by saying, what's this top, right? What's this top right here? I see that we do have this old top lines up pretty well with, again, these old bottoms over here. So let's try to adjust this because we do have this top and this top. And let's just try to figure out with this top and this top and these bottoms, where would this line make the most sense? So let's just try to figure out where would this line make the most sense for a perfect dip buy. And I think it would be right around 210. So if we take a look here, I think this lines up pretty nicely where it would be a good area that everyone would be focusing on, where they say, hey, you know what? This would be a nice area to be able to get a dip buy. I could see dip buy right next to 210. Dip buy right next to 210. Then we start building some higher lows. We've also had a dip buy right around 208, 209. We had a dip buy right at 200. Then we had resistance right at 211. Resistance at 210. Resistance at 210. Resistance at 209. If we had a 210 bounce, 207, 200, 211, 212, where do you think the best dip buy is going to be? Probably on Tesla, right next to that or around that 210 area. So I can't say, oh, it's going to be 210.53. No one can predict that. But I would probably say if you start averaging in between 213 and 207 and you get filled somewhere in this little box right here, I think you'll have the best entry possible. So that's what I would be looking for over on Tesla. If you are, saying, hey, Dek, where would be the best dip buy? That's, probably the best, at least starting area to be able to make some cash and be able to make some money. Meta not really getting any sort of monster drops here just yet. Still very early. Yeah, if I say 238, I'm sorry. I apologize if I was saying 238 instead of 438. It's just because I'm looking at Meta so much and Meta's in the 200s, so I apologize. Yes, if I'm saying a $200 drop on the S&P 500, obviously I am not meaning that number, so I apologize. Here comes a little bit of that Meta pullback. SPY still focused over on this one here. SPY still fading, still falling, still getting weaker. Remember, S&P 500, I do think needs to get a little bit of that drop. Fade on down. What area? 438. So far, we've just been fading and dropping and getting weaker. Now, we do see some entries at some pretty nice areas. Now, remember, where has been like the best entries? Does anyone remember? Where's been that like prime time area? That prime time area, we have two times. Usually right around 10 o'clock, we see a strong move. And also we have been seeing strong moves right at 10:40. Very odd, but what have we realized? Nearly every single day at the time of 10:40, we have seen strong moves, strong drops, strong climbs, whatever it may be. Switch over to a 5-minute time frame. And at the time of 10:40, guess what usually happens? Well, here was 10:40. And all of a sudden, guess what happened? We had a large sell-off that led to a very big dump. Right? We had a large sell-off that led to a very big dump at the time of 10:40. Pretty odd. Then at the time of 10:40, we actually had a very big spike all the way on up. We had a very big move. We had a very big run. We had a very big climb right at this 10:40 mark. All right, so that was a little bit odd, right? Then at the time of 10:40, where is that here? 10:40, we had this very big spike. We had this very big green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle. We saw that happen. Then at the time of 10:40, we had this very big dump where this came crashing on down. So it's been a little bit weird recently, but at the time of 10:40, for some reason or another, we have been seeing a very big shift in momentum as well. So I can't tell you exactly the reason why or what's happening there, but it has just been, 10:40, 10:40, 10:40. It's been a little bit weird. Little heads on up. We are seeing the market. S&P 500 still dropping. Guys, S&P 500 still dropping. Remember, we have room to fall all the way down to 238.60. 238.60 is where everything could fall on down to. Meta looks like it's very weak at this moment. If Meta gets a bounce play and goes right back up towards around its VWAP, I might look for a little bit of a put contract because at this point, it does look like the S&P 500 is trying to go all the way back on down to 238.60, which is the weekly time frame. We do know Meta could fall all the way on down towards around that 291-ish mark. So If we wanted to do a put contract right next to the VWAP, we could do that, 294.30s. So put contract, we do a strike price at 292. If this ever, kind of got a little bit of a bounce back on up, 294.60. Go from there. See if this thing, just 294.60. Little bounce right back on up. See if we get filled there. Try to make a couple dollars. Because let's see, the S&P 500, is this starting to shift toward the upside? Ooh, S&P 500's got a pretty big green candle. Hold on. S&P 500 just got a pretty big green candle right there. Meta, just looking for that best overall area. What's this pre-market high? I might just wait a little bit longer. I mean, team, so far we had a little bit of a choppy spike. Then we had a little bit of a choppy drop. Still looking for a little bit of that move on up here. I want to make sure that when I pull the trigger, we win. Got a little pre-market highs right up towards around that 295.20-ish mark. 295.20-ish. Got some pre-market highs. Look to basically what I'm looking for at this moment is scalp trades. I can't give 100% accuracy and feel good about, what's going to be kind of like the next perfect move. So I would be looking a little bit more towards scalp trades. And what I mean by scalp trades is take profits when you have it. Get in, look for a reversal, take profits when you have it. So far, I'm 0 for 0 on the day. 0 for 0. Not in on anything just yet. S&P 500 break the VWAP, things could start getting exciting. Meta, I do think is going to try to get a little pop back up towards that 295, 295.20. S&P 500 though still underneath its VWAP over on the S&P 500. You guys can see it's underneath the VWAP and underneath its downtrend. Remember, if you go over to a 30-minute time frame, how much room does it have to climb? I mean, we have room to climb. 13 EMA is 440.50. 440.50 is the 13 EMA over on the S&P 500, and then it has a lot of strong rejection up towards around 441.30. But 440.50 is the VWAP, excuse me, the VWAP area over on the 30-minute time frame, and then we do have that strong resistance at 441.50, and then all the way up to 441.60. So we have a couple strong areas of resistance that we're still watching. Let's see at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. See where this volume and momentum and this hype is going to be really heading towards next. So let's get ready for this next possible move, this next possible climb. 10 o'clock news starting on up here in about a minute. Miki saying, Dek, why don't you post on TikTok anymore? I do post on TikTok. It's just the pure fact that if you do or do not know, after AMC, you might realize that you don't see any stock trading TikToks anymore. There used to be like tons of stock trading TikToks. There used to be like, hey, watch this live trade. After AMC happened, TikTok actually, I don't know if they got bought out or what, but anything investing wise, any stock trading, any day trades, any this or that, they basically eliminate views. Back when, AMC, we had all this craziness, all this wild movement, all this wild action, all this nonstop hype. I would post the video. Every video I posted, I don't know if you guys could see this, but every video I posted, I would get 323,000 views. I would get 205,000 views. I would get 20,000 views at the worst. 32,000 views, 95,000 views, 400,000 views, 60,000 views, 42,000 views. Scroll on up to today. I posted a video last night, 1,000 views. Posted a video the other, 5,000, 4,000 views, 2,000 views, 1,000 views. I know it's hard for you guys to see. 3,000 views. Basically, I went from having nearly posting and just getting 300,000 views a video to now I get lucky if I even get 4,000 views on a video. It's like, TikTok just eliminated all investing. So they don't, if you post it, you just don't get any views. You just don't get any views there anymore. Anything investment wise, not good. It's just because they don't want social media to kind of turn into another AMC squeeze and stuff. So anything that has to do with investment advice, they don't give you that platform. So the S&P 500 team coming on up. S&P 500 coming on up. This needs to hold above that 450-ish mark. Meta right now also trying to come on up here slightly. Right now, S&P 500 still watching. TGT still looking. Meta, another big drop on down. If the S&P 500 can hold above that 450 marker, if the S&P 500 can break through that VWAP, that's when this thing will start going crazy. I just want to have the best entry for us possible, right, guys? Like, I just want all of us to win. I just want all of us to make money. I've asked you guys this question before, but let me ask you guys again. Would you guys rather have me trade 10 times, put out 10 different alerts, and win 5 out of 10 of them, maybe win 4 out of 10, but we have losses? You know, we have maybe three big wins and 7 losses? Or would you guys rather have me trade 2 times, 3 times, but be able to win nearly every single time? So it's just like, I don't want to get into the habit, because I know a lot of you guys like to do what I do, and I don't want you guys to be jumping in on the one bad trade I have. I don't want you guys jumping on, oh, I don't know if this is a good one or a bad one. So basically, as a mentor to you guys, I want to be pulling the trigger when I think I have a 99% chance of winning, because I know you guys then have a 99% chance of winning. So I'd rather just be watching out for the squad. So still watching these moves. You got S&P 500. Still getting a little bit of that rejection there. A little bit of that rejection. Meta back above the VWAP. Things may start getting a little bit feisty. Meta back above the VWAP. Things may start getting a little bit feisty. We just know that if the S&P 500 team, if the S&P 500 starts getting back above 450, I think we start moving ourselves on up. If we start getting back above 450, if we start breaking this trend line, we start going back above 441, I think we can really start getting that nice little pop. We can start getting that climb. Meta is still trying. How's Tesla looking? Tesla at this moment, Tesla still also trying. It looks like things are going to start moving themselves back on up. But hey, if all of a sudden we start arcing all the way back on down, we know how low we can fall on down to. The S&P 500 today can go all the way on down towards what region? That could go all the way on down towards that 438.70 mark, right? 438.70, 438.75 is where we could really fall on down to if things are not looking good. Meta trying to hold itself on up. S&P 500 going for a little bit of a break here. Meta, guys, is above the VWAP right now. I do like how Meta is above the VWAP. I also do like how Meta has a little bit of this uptrend. Small uptrend over on Meta. Small uptrend over on Meta. S&P 500 trying to break through that 450 mark. You guys can see we do have a downtrend on the day. Clear cut downtrend on the day with VWAP as strong resistance. So it's still all pretty clean cut right here. NVDA also still has that, you know, drop at the start with a little bit of an uptrend. What do you guys think here? There's like 2 things that are racing through my mind. Number 1, it's gonna break. Everything's gonna break the VWAP and start going on a spike. And the negative side is, oh, Deck, these are all just like bear flags, right? Where you have a drop, consolidation, and then next leg on down. Like that's my fear here, right? Drop, consolidation, next leg on down with bear flags. Or the other way is we're dropping and we're trying to consolidate before we break the VWAP and then be able to actually pop ourselves back on up. But, you know, as of now, it does look like that this little bear flag could actually be a little bit more of a realistic move. Meta, we're still watching this. I do like how it's above the VWAP. S&P 500 has to get back above that 450-ish mark. Getting ready to rock. Now, also, if you guys are watching over on YouTube at this time, you guys can watch me over on Tradecaster.com every single day. Tradecaster is like the Twitch of stock trading. You can come here and you can watch all these live traders every single day. We have live streamers, and you guys can see when you guys get a membership on Tradecaster.com, you can not only watch my lobby, but you can go over and watch Kush Lobby, one of the best option traders I know. Scroll on down, click him, and you can watch him live and watch his chat, be able to join in on the fun over here. You guys can go over to the lobbies page and you can say, hey, I want to be able to learn a little bit more about option trade or futures trading. Well, we have Caesar. He's over here and he's live and he's getting after it. Caesar's trading, you know, looking absolutely jack at this moment and, you know, doing his trading, joining their lobby. You guys have access to the video library right here. Yeah, Buddy Trades. He's again going live at this moment, you know, getting after it, getting ready to go. You guys can join his chat. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys sign up to a free, it's absolutely free 7-day pass. And again, join the fun. This is the #1 trading community in the world, not just because of me, but because everyone who is live trading every single day. There's no other community that does this. No one else does this. S&P 500 coming on back down towards the low of the day. So Meta came all the way back on down. Meta's still holding. Meta, guys. Got a little bit of that crack. SPY, ooh, SPY back above 457. Guys, it looks like the SPY is trying to get some movement here. Meta's trying to get some movement. I mean, Meta's just all over the place right now. Meta's all over the place. S&P 500 looking for a little bit of that spike. We might want to be ready for some calls here over on Meta. Meta calls probably 295. Let's see here. Meta, yeah, 295 strike price. So I'd be looking for Meta call contracts. 25 contracts. Meta's got a little bit of a drop here. That needs to re-break. Because right here, I'm taking a look over on the S&P 500. S&P 500's going for it. S&P 500's going for it right here, team. S&P 500's going for that break. Going for that 440 break. Looking for a little bit of that spike break right here. Meta, a little bit of a pullback. Not sure why that's having a little bit of a pullback. How's everything else looking? Tesla trying to move itself on up. Apple right now, Apple getting a little bit lower. So Apple's still bringing down this market here slightly. Look at Apple. Apple's been getting destroyed, guys. Apple has literally just been getting absolutely destroyed. Has not been able to hold up whatsoever. Apple has been, you know, absolutely tanking. Let me ask the chat, how many people so far have not pulled the trigger yet today? How many people have not pulled the trigger yet today? Who's with me at this moment saying, Deck, I'm just waiting for that perfect trade just like you are? How many people today have pulled the trigger and really regret it? How many people here are over 6 feet? How many people here had braces? How many people here were an All-American and had over 1,000 rushing yards in their high school? Whoa, guys, look at Apple, big dump. Apple, big dump at this moment. Apple, big dump. S&P 500 might get a nice dump here. Meta also starting to turn here pretty good. So Meta starting to turn. Apple with a nice little crack here. Apple, nice little crack. What's the low of the day on Apple? I mean, Meta. Still watching Meta. Still focused on this one. S&P 500 also still holding right above that 450 mark. S&P 500 has to try to squeeze here pretty soon. Meta looks like it's still going to try to go for that rip. It still looks like Meta's going to still try to go for that run. Apple all the way on down. Man, it's like it's confusing today a little bit. I'll be honest, I'm a little confused. Why I'm a little confused? Well, the S&P 500's moving up, but Apple's moving down. Meta's kind of moving sideways. Tesla's going with Apple. It's like, you know, it's like there's so many. Usually it's like, okay, when everything goes up, everything goes up. When everything goes down, everything comes on down. But right now it's a little bit, hey, this is not working, but this is working. But this stock's not working, but this one's not working. So we're going to stay patient here. Absolutely. We're going to stay patient, make sure that we get ready to go, come out on top. Absolutely nail it together as a squad. Yeah. 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 All right, team. Just making sure that we are all good. Making sure that we are all set. Watching to see for this possible play. Watching to see where this pop is going to be at. But yeah, we're going to, I mean, we're staying patient. We know 1040 is right around the corner. We know 1040 is right around the corner. We have been seeing some very big moves right at 1040. It's been odd. Telling every single person, it's been weird. It's been odd. But we have been seeing some very big spikes right at 1040 recently. We are only about, 15 minutes away from that. Little over 15 minutes. Like 25 minutes away from that. So let's be as smart as we can. No forcing. Waiting. Seeing Meta get a little bit of this drop here. Meta still fading on down. S&P 500 also on down. Things are looking a little bit weak as of now. How low can the S&P 500 go? We already know this, guys. The S&P 500 can go on down towards the price of 438.60, 438.75 today. That's how low the S&P 500 can go on down to. You can also switch on over towards a 30-minute time frame, and we can see we are underneath the VWAP. We're underneath the blue line. We're underneath the purple line. We have room to fall down to 438.75. Where am I getting that number from? Switch over to a weekly chart, and you guys will be able to see that the 13 EMA is at that area, right at that on the weekly chart. So switch on over, time frame, weekly, 13 EMA is the next one in play, right at the price of 438.90 it is at this point. So 438.90, we usually get very nice bounce plays right off this mark. I think that it would be a very nice bounce play once again in about $1.50, but it won't be perfect. It might be slightly above it, might be slightly underneath it. But usually right at the 13 EMA will give you the best idea of where you should be focusing on, where you should be looking. We also would like to see Meta drop all the way down towards around 291. So it seems like everything's getting a nice drop, and maybe we find the reversal. We find the bottom right around that 1040-ish mark. Because it seems like everything is starting to get a little weaker here. So the S&P 500. S&P 500 still getting a nice little drop right now. S&P 500 team coming all the way back on down towards around the low of the day. Meta right now also coming back on down towards around the low of the day. That's catching up. Doing what's supposed to do. Got Apple. Look at Apple. Apple, a big drop all the way back on down. So far, puts are in control. I would say definitely stay on the put side till 1040. Stay on the put side for another 25 minutes, guys. So stay on the put side for at least until about 1040. I would not go on. I wouldn't want to look for a reversal just yet. S&P 500 still going to be watching this. Got Meta with a little bit of a drop. 1040, you might want to be pulling that trigger, seeing if things are going to be able to work themselves back on up. Let's see how the overall market is looking though today. What do we have at this time? If we go on over to www.cnbc.com. CNBC.com, it says Meta, OpenAI, Anthrop, and Cohere AI models make stuff up. Okay. All right. So it's saying Meta and OpenAI just make things on up. Researchers from Author AI tested top AI models and found that some models just make up facts or hallucinate significantly more than others. Kind of crazy, right? Just make things on up. It's just, I guess it's more coming on down to talking with confidence. You guys ever hear that? If you talk with confidence, people just will believe you, right? It's kind of like, with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is amazing. ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, how do I make $1 billion? Oh, okay, I'll do that now. Of course, it's probably just making some things on up, right? Just trying to give you an answer. Just making some things on up left and right. People go on ChatGPT and ask it the weirdest questions possible. ChatGPT, how do I find a girlfriend? ChatGPT, can you help me find a girlfriend? Right? It's like, hey nerds, get outside a little bit. All right? Get outside a little bit. Oh, ChatGPT, will you be my girlfriend? Can you be my girlfriend, ChatGPT? Can I give you a nickname? I'll name you Chatgy. Oh, you're my Chatgy. Bitcoin falls to the lowest level in nearly 2 months after Feds, right? Bitcoin falls to the lowest level in nearly 2 months after Fed minutes dial up inflation concerns. So this starts getting a little bit weaker here. I would love to see guys, I just like when Bitcoin's moving. I just think it's a fun time. I really do. I don't care if Bitcoin goes up to 100,000 or if it goes all the way down towards 6,000. I just love when the crypto market's moving. I think it's so funny. I think it's so awesome when crypto's going crazy. People are running around. It's just like absolutely nuts, right? So Bitcoin at this moment, 28,000 at this time. 28,000. Getting a little bit weaker. I always said if I saw Bitcoin near 10,000, I would buy it. If I saw Bitcoin all the way down to 10K, I would buy it. Do I think it's going to go down to 10K? Not really, no. But if it ever did, I would definitely look for it. Meta's starting to get a little bit of a drop on down. Markets are still getting a little bit weaker. S&P 500 trying to hold on up a little bit. Tech, you always have that German accent. Yeah. No, I don't know, just the go-to. I was kind of thinking, you guys ever see that one back in the day? I always think of my childhood. You guys ever see that SpongeBob episode with the magic conch? Magic conch, will I ever find a girlfriend? Maybe someday. Maybe. S&P 500 slightly rises to recover from back-to-back losses. So slightly rises from back-to-back losses. Already things that we've gone over here. The big talk of the town. If you guys are saying, Deck, I've been out of the market for a little bit. So if you guys are saying, Deck, I've been out of the market, what is everyone talking about at this moment? Everyone's really talking about China. All right? A little bit of China. All right? So everyone's talking about China a lot. And China's economic model is washed up on the beach, says veteran investor David Roche. So what are people talking about with China? So it says, despite a remarkable rally in stock markets so far this year, concerns have been growing over the potential ripple effect of a prolonged slowdown in the world's second largest economy. David Roche, president global strategist of Independent Strategy, told CNBC Squawk Box Europe on Thursday that global stock markets were failing to price a long-term decline in the role that manufacturing plays in powering emerging market economies. He suggested that the market is due to a very big downward correction once many concurring geopolitical and macroeconomic risks are properly priced in. Woo! Some big words right there. So team, this is something I'll say this right now. I think it is a problem. I think this is a problem, but I think it's way too early to see any sort of actual issue from it. So for anyone who does not know, what is the big issue? There is an issue with just China's entire infrastructure. Please do not quote me on these numbers because these numbers are not correct. But I drew this out yesterday. And what this is China is one of the world's largest populations. Let's say that each one of these little dashed lines represents, 100 million people, okay? We have all these people over in China. Tons and 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 tons of people. The population is absolutely huge. And with the population being so huge here, it takes a lot to, number one, be able to have all these individuals to be able to live. Number two, we have to have jobs for all these individuals. So a lot of them work at, different places, if that's businesses, or let's just kind of draw this little, factory right here. That's something that's very big. Number three, we are going to be having transportation, right? We are going to be having cars and people going from city to city and buses and trains and all these things. But then China, with such a large population, they put in a law, didn't they? They put in a rule that said, hey, our population is ginormous, guys. You are only allowed to have one child, right? That's what the law is over there in China. So as this population is now getting older, some of these people didn't even have a child, didn't get married. Some of these people, right, maybe they started dying on off. Some of them got over, and some of them started dying on off. And you could see as we have gotten older throughout time, we have a new generation on the way, right? That's awesome. We have a new generation on the way, but this generation is nowhere near the size of that generation. So by the time, let's just kind of fast forward 20 years. Fast forward 20 years, we now have a generation that is going to be, again, I don't know the size, but let's just say half of what it was 50 years ago, half of what it was 100 years ago. So what do you think there is? If there was 100 million people in China, which is not the correct number at all, but if there was 100 million people in China, and now there's only 50 million people in China, well, team, there's going to be millions of houses that are going to basically be abandoned that anyone can live in. The housing markets in China is going to come down to absolutely nothing. Hey, buy my house for $500,000. Yeah, no, I'm just going to go to your neighbor's house that no one's been living in for the past, 10 years, and I'm just going to take that one for free. So basically, it's going to be like houses. House prices are going to drop like insanely amount. Then it's going to be, hey, guys, we need people to work for us. I have a job. Well, I'll give you more money. I'll give you more money. Pretty soon there's going to be tons of jobs and factories and things along those lines that go out of business. And the only people that are going to be able to pay employees are people that are going to be able to pay them an extremely crazy amount. So housing is going to be at low. Employment's going to be all the way up at highs because everyone can get a job unless you're just sitting there being lazy. And then also just think about all the jobs that, are needed for infrastructure or transportation. That it's like, hey, tickets used to be, we used to have this train and we used to be able to make $20,000 a month off using this train. Now we only get $5,000 a month. So the entire China economy eventually is probably going to collapse, right? There's no kind of way around it because it's built on up for 1 billion people. But this next generation's coming on up, and this next generation is only 500 million people. So you can see how there is concern. But it's not like it's like, oh, hey, it's 2023 and it's a Tuesday, the China's market's going to collapse. There will be like that time that, it's just like, all right, hey, years have gone by, it's starting to take an effect and taking a toll, and there probably will be, again, that breaking point. But it's not like, oh, hey, it's Thursday, August 17th, on 2023, we're just going to see the market collapse. It's going to be a probably slow thing that's going to just continue keep on going. So we want to see if what's going to be happening here. Abe says, Deck, you need me to go over to China and start populating the world? I got you, bro. Abe, seem like you're going to be a very busy man, okay? All I can say is good luck. and I don't know. Bring some Neosporin or something, man. Bring some Neosporin and a couple bottles of Gatorade. S&P 500 getting a little bit weaker here. Guys, S&P 500 getting lower. Meta getting lower. Guys, how low can Meta fall on down towards? Let's go back to a 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame. Meta. Connecting these absolute bottoms here. So, Deck, where's going to be the best dip buy on Meta? Taking a look over on this right here, I can see that Meta had an old top right here. Old upper shadows right here. Dip buy here. Dip buy here. Dip buy here. Dip buy back here. Let me again kind of put it back in frame. Dip buy right here. I would say that blue line. Right around that blue line is going to be the best area for a dip buy. And that is right at 291. Right at 291-ish. So meta, we're still going to be watching for this dip buy. Back on down to 291. Might want to get, might want to start getting involved. Maybe at 291, 290, 90. You know, remember, it's so difficult to actually nail perfectly. I'm going meta, August 25th, 292.50. Switch on over, 25 contracts, market order, getting ready to go. See if the S&P 500 can keep on falling. See if meta can drop on down towards around, probably it's going to be like, it's either going to be 291.10 or it's going to be all the way down towards like 290.60. Like it's going to be like somewhere that within that 50, 60 cent region. Meta low of the day is 291.40. Let's see if we can keep on falling here. Meta's getting a nice drop, which I do like a lot. I want to see it keep on fading, keep on falling, go sub 291. Get filled on this play. And be good to go. We also know that 1040 has been leaning towards some very big reversals. Right around 1040, some very big reversals. Feeling good. Feeling good with the game plans. Remember, all it takes is one trade to be able to make a lot of money. All it takes is one trade to be able to get, you know, that profit on the day that you're all looking for. Just takes one trade sometimes. So I'm getting ready to go here. S&P 500, how's it looking? S&P 500 might start getting a little bit of that, you know, dip buy here soon. We still are just inside this channel over on the S&P 500. We got dip buy, dip buy, dip buy. Comes back on down towards the low of the day. You know, we could possibly get a little bit of a crack. So far, we're just watching. We're still waiting. We're seeing where this momentum and hype is really going to be heading towards next here. Got S&P 500 getting a little bit weaker right now. Saw some interview yesterday with you, Dek. Woo! Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Good job. When I pull the trigger today, guys, we are going to absolutely crush it. Absolutely crush it. I'm really pumped on up on this day. Pumped on up on this day. Right now, S&P 500 still getting a little bit weaker. Still watching for meta to drop. Might be getting our first trade here coming on up here momentarily. So just be ready for it, team. Remember, every single person, it's all about just making sure preparation, making sure you are prepared. That means knowing your game plan, knowing your support, knowing your resistance, and then doing all the other little exterior things. Having that order all set on up, right? You know, taping up the fingers a little bit if you guys need to, throwing on a wrist guard. Remember, team, that's really big, really important. For anyone that's a brand new trader to the stock market, what I really suggest you guys do, head on over to Amazon tonight and, you know, make sure you guys get yourself a nice wrist guard for stock trading. You know, a lot of times we're clicking those buttons and the last thing you want to do is just, you know, overextend the wrist joint. You know, we got a radius muscle right here and the last thing we want to do is just over click. You know, it's something that takes out a lot of traders. So when you guys start trading, make sure you guys get, you know, a nice wrist guard for just, you know, mouse clicking. I've seen some of the biggest careers end. So, you know, this one looks, you know, pretty nice. You know, nice aerodynamic. You know, really is going to keep that wrist safe with the amount of clicking that we're probably going to be doing with getting in and out. All right, getting in and out. And this one's a little badass, right? Maybe if you can go from clicking. Oh, look at that. Exactly. Built for traders. Trader tough. If you want to get a little bit more, you know, if you're on the little rebellious side, maybe no fingertips. All right, little no fingertip. I like that. I might even throw in the knee combo. I don't want to see anyone have an early career because they, again, end up losing a wrist. Meta coming on down here still. J-Boss deck, I got my wraps from kickboxing. Will they be fine? They'll probably do for now. But when the market does heat on up, you may just want to, upgrade a little bit. Right now, Meta's still focusing here. I want it, Meta. I want Meta to drop. I want Meta to come on down towards that 290.60. We know at 1040, we have been seeing some beautiful drops or some beautiful spikes as well. So I'm actually looking to be able to get filled and go from there. S&P 500 also still trying to get a little bit of hype here. We're almost near a new low of the day over on Meta. Remember, team Meta, where are we looking for this dip buy? Meta's dip buy, switch on over to a 30-minute time frame. We're coming on down to it very soon. 30-minute time frame, perfect dip buy area. Coming on up, 290.80. Guys, look at this. Just look at the blue line. Look at the blue line. Bounce play. Bounce play. Oop, let me again. Blue line right here. This is what we want. Right next to that blue line. Coming all the way on down. Meta is actually testing the blue line right now. So Meta, a great entry would be right now. If you want to go a little bit lower, you can. I'm probably going to wait a little bit longer to just see if I can get lower. But if I miss it, I might miss it. But I want to see, can I, anywhere from now to 290.60 is like a great entry. We're looking for that possible dip buy. S&P 500, this is where like Meta could start bouncing at any point. I'm kind of testing my luck a little bit, wanting for it to go a little bit lower. You can slowly scale on in, and it is just by looking at that 30-minute time frame and looking to be able to get filled near those bottoms. What do we come on down to? 290.91 so far. 290.91 so far. 290.91 so far. 290.91. Nice little bottom if you guys just got filled here. I want to see if we can crack it a little bit longer. Like, Deck, where are you 100% pulling the trigger? If I can see the 290.60s, I'm 100% pulling the trigger there. But I just don't want it to bounce on me yet. I don't want it to bounce on me just yet. I know I'm pushing my luck here. I feel like a little bit. Still getting weaker here. 290.85 so far. I am going to probably be getting filled here very, 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 very soon. S&P 500 with a nice little pullback. S&P 500 getting a little bit of a crack. S&P 500 getting a little bit of a crack now. We've been seeing just some nice dropping so far. Nice dropping so far. Low of the day, 290.70. Low of the day over on the S&P, over on Meta. So Meta still dropping. Meta still getting weaker. 290.70 as the low at this moment. S&P 500. S&P 500. We're still looking for this thing to drop here a little bit more. Low of the day, 290.70. 290.60. Guys, I'm getting my first entry here. First entry. First entry getting filled. Just again, first entry. Want to see how low this is going to go on down towards 25 contracts, first entry. 25 contracts, first entry, trying to nail the bottom. Box right here is 292.550 strike price. Call contracts, August 25th. If the SPY does fall here, remember, how low can we go on down towards? 438.75 if it does fall on down. I only got 25 contracts looking to be able to nail the bottom. And remember, what I'm looking for here out of Meta is this 30-minute time frame. Time frame, go back to a 30-minute time frame here. And I'm just seeing what? I'm seeing all the different areas that we have bounced at. I'm looking and saying to myself, hey, Deck, you have had bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. You are looking to get filled on that, bounce area. So you're just, basically, I'm getting filled as low as I possibly can at this moment. Right? We're just trying to get filled at a very, very low area that we feel like it makes sense. So Meta, we're looking for that bounce, get back above 299 or 291, excuse me, and go from there. We're still getting weaker. Deck, what would be your biggest fear? My biggest fear would be the S&P 500 starts dropping at 1040 and falls all the way down to 438.70. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is that the SPY is going to fall on down to 438.75. Why would it fall on down to 438.75? Well, that's just because that's where the 13 EMA is at on the weekly chart. And if Meta falls on down, well, guys, like it might go with the S&P 500. So, team, that is eating me up a little bit. I'm actually thinking about maybe just taking my profits right here, and then starting fresh again. I'm actually thinking about just taking my profits and then starting fresh, because the S&P 500 is getting a little bit lower here, which I'm not a huge fan of. New low of the day. We might get a little bit weaker. Oh man, guys, I'm kind of in a little bit of a pickle here on what I want to do. I love my entry. It's just I think the S&P 500 may drag down Meta a little bit lower to like 290.10 or so. But I love the entry we have. I'm just on the fence right here on what the SPY is going to be doing next. Can Meta get back above 291? See, like that's the thing. I'm just a little bit nervous on Meta because the SPY, guys, is starting to fall. Can Meta hold its gains while the SPY falls down to 438.75? Can Meta hold its gains while the SPY falls on down to 438.75? If Meta can hold its gains while the SPY drops another like 50 cents, then we have the low of the day. But if it doesn't, Meta may go on down towards like 290.10. So the SPY came on down to 441.40 so far. Meta, we have a good entry. I like my entry on Meta still. Like my entry on Meta. I actually do want to add on to this over on my Meta trade. I do want to add on to this, but I just, again, you guys already know I'm kind of on the fence on what I want to do here. We are getting a little bit of that dip buy. Gino, when are we doing the small account challenge? We're going to be doing the small account challenge coming on up in September. So end of September, we're going to be doing the small account challenge. So we still got a little bit of time over there. Right now, slow and steady gains, guys. Slow and steady gains. Seeing what we can do on this play. SPY, trying to get a little bit of a bounce back on up, which is nice. Little bit of a bounce right here. Seeing if Meta could start working its way back on up towards like 291.20. We do know 1040's coming on up here, team. 1040 coming on up. And with 1040 coming on up, there is going to be a little bit of some movement. Just because we have been seeing some strong movement over the last few days. Up a little bit of money right now. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, but we're up a little bit of cash. Up a little bit of money. Let's see if we can keep getting this bounce play back on up here. So far, so good on our bounce. Currently at $500, guys. Currently at $500 in profit. Let's see if we can keep getting this nice bounce play on up over on Meta. Deck, what would be the fear at this point? Any fear, any concern, any scaredness? Maybe a double bottom. If we start coming back on down to 290.50, we could possibly see a little bit of a double bottom. 1040, trying to get a little bit of action. We're at $562, guys. So Meta, not too shabby, not too bad. Looking to see, can we keep this party going? Keep this party going up. $562. Got the SPY trying to get a little bit of a bounce right now. I like this. I like the SPY trying to get a little bit of a bounce. Meta right now. Guys, Meta, I'm going to start taking profits. I'm going to take my gain right here and just lock in 413 bucks. So I'm going to take my gain right here to start off with. I do think that this is a great area, and I just want to make sure I don't get caught up in a double bottom. Like, if it comes back on down towards underneath 291, I'm going to probably jump back in. But I'm just taking my profits just to start off with right here, $413. Guys, I think every single person that has... did every single person who jumped in with me make some sort of cash? Every single person that jumped in with me makes some sort of money so far. Every single person green at this moment. So I just want to make sure, like, when we jump in, we all make money. We all are on the green side. So we might just get a little double bottom, which means Meta's going to come back down to the low of the day. Okay, so we might get a double bottom. And this is kind of this is why I just wanted to lock in some profits up top, because we might have to hit the bottom one more time, and then we'll be all set. So let's just make sure. So basically, Deck, what are we waiting for? We want this to hit 2,950 and then bounce back on up. If it comes down to 2950, it might crack on down towards that 290.10 mark or so. Ken Bobelia, do you always live stream on YouTube? Nope, I only live stream on YouTube one time a week. But I do live stream every single day on Tradecaster.com. So if you want Tradecaster.com, free 7-day pass. It changes your life. People have joined Tradecaster.com, guys, and said, hey, Dek, I've turned my account from 2,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 20,000, 20,000 to 100,000. One guy said he grew 4 inches just being on Tradecaster.com. One guy said he was balding for the last 15 years, and all of a sudden his hair started coming on back. I can't tell you why these things happen, but apparently when you join this absolutely amazing community, some big things and big changes start happening in your life. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I could tell you why, but the thing is, you got to get over to Tradecaster.com to be able to see it for yourself. So test out that free 7-day pass. Get on over here. What are you waiting for? Are you tired of being an absolute loser? Well, hey, get on over to Tradecaster.com. Are you tired of, again, weighing over 300 pounds and you don't have a significant other? Well, guys, get on over to Tradecaster.com. A lot of great things can happen. So right here, we are getting a nice little bounce on up. Meta trying to get a little bit of that bounce. So far, perfect entry, perfect exit on this play. But I do like, as I already stated, I do like how we are catching Meta right near the absolute bottom. So we do have Meta. Notice that absolute bottom right there. Right off that bottom bounce, bottom bounce, bottom bounce. Right on down towards that 290-ish mark. So 290. Perfect little bounce play so far. Doing everything right. Doing everything smart right here. Yep, if you watch me, if you watch one of our other amazing live streamers, whoever it may be, you'll get the same results. As you guys know as well, for the small account that I am going to be doing this fall, it's probably going to be from $500, and we're going to be trying to get it up to $10,000. Also, we are giving away all the money. So all the profit that we make trading on the small account challenge, we are giving all of it away. So $500 to $10,000, $9,500, we are giving it to all the members on Tradecaster.com. So if you are a member who's lost an account, if you are a member who is here every day, if you are a member on Tradecaster that, you know, you guys are saying, hey, Dek, I participate a lot, we're going to give you $500, $1,000, you know, we'll vote on it however you guys want. But whatever I make from the small account challenge, we are giving it to you guys so that you guys can trade, fund your accounts, all that good stuff. So members over on Tradecaster, you guys got some big things coming on up here, some free money on the way. Meta starting to come all the way back on down towards the low of the day, guys. Meta coming back on down. Let's see if we get this little double bottom over on Meta. Let's see if we get this double bottom over on Meta. So guys, Meta, new low of the day about to happen. How's the S&P 500 doing? S&P 500, as we already talked about, has room to fall. We know that. Meta, Dek, where'd be the next dip buy? I'm thinking maybe 290.10. Maybe it's like 290.20, 290.10 I'm thinking. Or it's going to go down to 289.90. So it's like, it's a little bit of a tricky one. We just came on down to 290.41 so far over on Meta. Dek, is this a little bit of a double bottom? It is trying to bounce its way back on up. SPY, SPY trying to get a little bit more movement back on up. I do like where we're at on Meta. Like, there's so much room to climb, guys. So much room to be able to work itself all the way back on up. And I do think Meta will get back up towards like 293 by the end of the day. I do think it's going to work itself all the way back on up, start climbing. We got SPY right now trying to work itself. You know, look at SPY trying to get a little bit of action here. So SPY trying to get a little bit of action. Let's just see if we can get the best dip buy possible on Meta, and then sit back, hold tight, enjoy the fruits of the labor, the fruits of the clicking. Right now, Meta keeping our eyes peeled. Still watching, still waiting on this one. Let's just see if we can get a little bit of a drop. Notice we did get a little bit of that double bottom. A little bit of that double bottom right here, team. Most likely, if we do pop, we're going to pop right back up towards around that 291.30 mark. So notice we got that double bottom. It is looking a little bit stronger now, which is a good sign. So look at that. Nice little pop right on up. Little double bottom. 290.40 low of the day so far. Come on. We want a little bit of a pullback. We want to get this underneath 290, guys. We need a little bit of a pullback. We don't want to see Meta all of a sudden take on off and start going on a huge spike on up. The S&P 500, though, is starting to get a little bit more movement. The S&P 500 is going to have resistance at the price of 440. So that is going to try to work itself on up right here a little bit. Meta at this time, traders. You may want to look for an entry if this thing starts, starts spiking. I mean, Meta looking pretty good. 291.90 right here. We're in a little bit of a channel at this moment, but it looks like that channel could snap and start breaking, especially if the S&P 500 starts, running all the way on up and starts breaking 440. Might want to give it a little bit of time, but Meta is looking solid. So we're still watching Meta here. Right now I'm looking for calls. Calls for a spike back on up. Give us a 270. I'm going to look for another dip buy, I think, over on Meta. Look for a little bit of higher lows. So 290.70. I'm going to look for a dip buy over on Meta. So if I see 290.70, I'm going to jump in on a dip buy, see if it can start building a little bit of higher lows and start going from there. Because right now, it looks like the SPY is still trying to gear on up here a little bit. 290.70, yeah, would be building some sort of higher lows and trying to work itself back on up. So if we can see the bid start dropping on down, we might want to go ahead and pull the trigger one more time here. See if this thing can start working and start getting a little bit more volume. How's the S&P 500 looking? S&P 500 all the way back on up towards that 290.95 mark. You can see that one's trying to squeeze and starting to break itself on out. Give us a little bit of a pullback here if you can. 290.81. Notice the SPY trying. SPY's trying. SPY's trying to break on out. If the SPY starts breaking back above 440, I think things are really going to pick up really quickly. So if the SPY starts getting above that 440 mark, that means we have basically, we're breaking old support. Notice the SPY. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. If we break that, doink, it could run right back on up towards that VWAP area. But if it can't break that, I think it is going to get a hard rejection. Right now, the Meta is trying to get a little bit of volume. Meta may try to go on a little bit of a rally here. Hold on. Meta, a little pullback. I would like to get 290.70 if I can. 290.70 over on Meta before we start moving ourselves all the way back on up. Just give me a quick little 290.70 touch. Now that's starting to move itself on up here a little bit. If you're in right now, it's a good entry. If you're in right now on Meta, you have a good entry. SPY's starting to climb. Meta should pop on up in the near future here. Meta should pop on up in the near future here with the SPY above 440. See Meta, guys, trying to go for the rip here. Meta's going for it because the SPY's going for it. Dang. So you see what I mean, guys? See? With the SPY up and above, Meta has some room to climb here. Nice little move so far. I kind of want to see the SPY start coming back on down. Guys, look at Meta. Meta's going on a nice little beastly move right now. Look at that Meta squeeze. Look at that Meta squeeze right there. Little Meta squeeze. S&P 500. So that thing is still going. Man, that's the pop I wanted. That's like the first little break right there that I wanted. Deck, where's the dip buy? Where's the bounce play? Back on down to 291.30. 291.30, perfect little dip buy. S&P 500, though, going on a nice rally. Guys, look at the S&P 500. Meta's going to keep on going. If you guys are in on Meta right now, I think you guys have a great entry over on Meta. S&P 500 going all the way back up towards the VWAP. Meta looks like it wants to continue to keep on ripping as well. It's going to have a little bit of resistance at 292. Dang it, this is the squeeze. This is the squeeze right here. I don't want to chase it. I don't want to chase it, but this is the squeeze. We had a dip buy, double bottom. Look at this, 290 all the way on up. We called this perfectly. Called it perfectly. Get filled at the bottom, double bottom. Now it's moving itself on up. Look at this. Look how perfect the squeeze is. This is like $4,000 in profit right here if I'm in on this play. Can it keep on ripping? You got to watch the SPY. The SPY right now is all the way up towards that VWAP area. All the way up towards that VWAP area. And what is that VWAP? A lot of strong resistance at 440-ish. 440-ish, 442. A lot of strong resistance over there. Meta so far. Quick little pop on up. If Meta keeps on going, it's going to have a lot of resistance at 292.68. So if you guys want to look for a possible put contract, you'd want to be looking over there, 292.60s. So 292.60s, that's where you want to look for a put contract with an to do with a 290 strike price. So put contract, 290 strike price. If you're looking for just a quick scalp, if it pops on up to 292.60 and then a reversal right back on down. Man, that kind of stinks. Kind of frustrated about that one. Still up in the green, but at the same point, you know, I wanted to nail that one. So watch for a 292.60 touch, then do a quick little put contract and see it reverse right back on down. So it's probably going to pop right on up here and then reverse right back on down. We can start getting that weakness. Congrats if you guys are in on this one as well. Congrats if you guys got filled over on Meta. Congrats if you guys got filled over on the S&P 500. Congrats if you guys are still on holding. We had that double bottom opportunity. I was trying to get filled at 290.70. It came on down to 290.80, and then it just had a nice rip and run all the way back on up here. So, I mean, this one has been doing absolutely solid and fantastic, and we want to see if this one at this point is going to start forming a channel. Most likely it's going to run up towards around 292.70 and then start dropping back on down. So get ready for your put contracts. We're going to start forming a channel. Channel's going to be probably between 292.70, 292.60, and then have it support all the way back on down here. So here comes a little bit of pop. Let's see it, you know, come on up here. 292.60s. Get that reversal. Get that reversal. Looks like it's ready for that pop. Looks like it's ready for that pop. We got SPY still moving on up. SPY still moving itself on up here. 440-ish. Meta's going to most likely turn into a channel right around that 292.70 mark. I would like to see 292.60s on the ask and 292.70s to kind of for my second entry. But we got to get a little meta pop. Little meta pop on up. It's going to be quick, I think. I think it's going to be very quick. I think it's just going to... all it's going to give us is a little upper shadow, and we could be able to make like $400 just off this quick little upper shadow. So just be ready for it. It's not going to be fast, guys. It's going to be a quick one, I think. Little pop on up. Got to be able to pull the trigger really quickly, get filled, and then see the stock drop right back on down. So I'm watching for that 292. Guys, I'm watching the ask right here. See how it's at 292.37? We want to see 292 high 50s, 292.60s. And then we can go ahead and pull the trigger. I think we're so close to it. It's gonna do it. It's gonna pop. It's gonna pop on up towards that 292.60, and then we're looking for that quick little reversal right back on down. We'll get it here. I've seen this. I watched this earlier, guys. I watched this earlier. Meta. 52. Not there yet. Not there yet. Very close. Very close. Very close. Very close. Very close. 53s. Very close. Not there yet. 55s. 61. Can we go a little higher? Can we go a little higher? Can we go a little higher? Is that 61 going to be it? I hope not. Entering 1, entering 2. Entering 1, entering 2 right here. Looking for this to hit this area and start to get its drop back on down. I'm in right now. Currently with a $0 profit, $0 loss. Entered 1, entered 2, 50 contracts total at this moment. Looking for a put contract, turn back on down, fall back underneath 292.50. That's what I'm looking for. Deck, how high can it go up to? Could go up towards, again, VWAP. That would be the top area. I do think we're going to get a nice pullback, though. I'm happy with my entry here. Happy with my entry at this moment. VWAP area right above. Also, S&P 500. We want to see if this reverses. S&P 500 starting to get a red candle. S&P 500 gets its red candle. We're going to be absolutely fine. If that starts going back underneath the VWAP, you know, we're going to see everything start turning. Meta did just get a little bit of a pop, which is a-okay. It's absolutely fine to me. I think I just got to give this a little bit of time, and we're going to be coming right back on down to sub 292.50. We want to just be able to make like $400, $500 off this play, and we should be able to do that. Right now, we're down 250 bucks. This is a bigger trade than my last one. This is, you know, basically double the size of my last one. And looking for a fade back on down here. So, Deck, how low do we want to go? Somewhere in the 230s. Fall back down to the 230s, and then we could be able to make, you know, $500 plus, I think. So there's 260s, there's the 250s, up $125. Let's see if we can go back on down to the 240s, 230s, and, you know, get a nice little red candle back on down. We are seeing at this moment as well the S&P 500 is getting some nice red candles. With the S&P 500 reversing, it should lead towards Meta trying to reverse as well. So we just want to be able to basically scalp out our trades here. See this all the way back on down to sub 292.30s or so. That's the goal on this one. We just came on up to the VWAP. We just came up towards the top channel area. We're sitting even at this moment. $0 gain, $0 loss right now. So we're watching and waiting. Getting ready to go here and see if it's going to be able to get that pullback and that dump. Obviously, we want to see the S&P 500 continue to get weaker. If the S&P 500 can get a red candle back on down towards the 440s, that's only going to help us on out even more as well. Meta, looking for that nice red candle. Remember, I'm not going to hold this forever. I'm just going to take profits quickly. So I'm looking for a crack underneath 292.50. You know, make $500 plus on this. Underneath 292.50 and the 292.40s, you know, it should be a $500 plus trade. Guys, we are seeing also at this time S&P 500 getting weak. S&P 500 starting to turn. S&P 500 starting to turn. All the way back on down to 440.20s. 440.20s. Can we crack 440.20s? Right now, Meta should be following here pretty soon. I'd love our entry. I love our entry. I love where we're at. Got this big old dip buy. We are seeing SPY right now, team. SPY all the way down to 440.17, 44.14s. Come on, Meta. Follow it. Meta's got to follow this here. Meta should follow this, guys. SPY at 440s. SPY at 440.10s. Come on, Meta. Get your reversal now. Meta's moving sideways at this moment. Give us that nice red candle all the way up back on down. 292.50s. I want 292.50s, 292.40s. See this thing get the nice crack. Look at this, guys. SPY. SPY's turning big. Look at the SPY turn here. How is Meta still even holding up remotely? Guys, look at the SPY reversal. We are nailing the reversal area. SPY, massive reversal right now, all the way back on down. Meta, give us your reversal. Give us the red candle back on down to low 292s. We're up 250 bucks. Guys, we should be getting paid on this. We should be getting paid on this. We're nailing this right at the high, right where we believe the SPY was going to reverse, because we know, again, Meta's probably going to be following the SPY in some manner or another. So we are still just sitting with a small little gain, but this gain should be $1,000 plus at this point. So Meta, we're still staying ready on this. But notice, SPY, Meta followed it on the way on up. Now we're looking for this dump all the way on down. Meta, give us our red candles that we deserve. Give us the red candles that we deserve here. When Meta gets its flush, it should flush here. Like, go back down to 292.40s. And I'm probably going to take profits at 292.40s. I wanted 292.20s at, like, the most. But I think, like, 292.40s is a little bit more realistic because it's not even holding on up. Guys, look at the SPY right now. SPY starting to dump. Guys, SPY crashing big. SPY giving back the entire bounce play right now. Giving back its entire bounce play. Meta, what are you doing? Meta, listen to me. Listen to me. I try to be nice. Listen the fuck up. Drop. Huh. See, like, was that so hard? Was that so hard, Meta? Was that so hard, Meta? All you had to do was drop the entire time. All you had to do was just drop the entire time. That's all I was asking. Like, it just makes it so much easier. You know, it's like I didn't have to raise my voice. We could have just, this was so much easier. Right? So much easier if we just did this. Look at this, $1,000 in profit. I didn't have to yell before. You didn't have to make me do that. I know I just lost my, I lose my temper sometimes. I'm sorry. That's it. No big deal. Guys, the S&P 500 still falling. Guys, the S&P 500 still falling. I don't know how Meta is even remotely holding at this moment. It makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. How is Meta remotely even holding its gains? It makes zero sense here. This does. I'm telling you right now, this makes zero sense. Guys, the S&P 500 is all the way on down now. All the way down to 439. Don't make me yell again. Don't make me yell again. I will say this. I'm very happy with our drop. I'm very happy with this play, but I am a little frustrated that it's not following what it's supposed to. So I was expecting way more profits out of this trade right now, team. I really was. I was expecting way more profits out of this trade at this moment than what we're currently sitting on at this time. Just the S&P 500 is crashing, and Meta right now is somehow still trying to move on up. Let's just take a look real quick. Yep, Apple getting a nice dump. Okay, I like that. Let's take a look right here. Tesla at this moment. Yep, Tesla's getting a very nice dump. Let's take a look right here. Amazon. Yep, Amazon just got a very nice dump. And let's take a look over on Meta. And okay, yeah, that's awesome. That makes sense. Yeah, that just makes perfect sense. Yeah, why not? Why not just go the complete opposite way of every other play that's in your category? Yeah, let's just go the complete opposite direction of every other stock that's within your family. Makes perfect sense. So right here, team, Meta still trying to hold on up. And the reason why I didn't sell either is just because I do still think that dump is going to come. I do think that dump is going to come. Look at the SPY. SPY, guys, next low of the day. SPY, new low of the day right here. Not new low of the day, excuse me. New low on this dump, I should say. New low on this dump. New fade on off. New crack right here. So SPY still fading, still dropping, still getting weaker. Back up 500 at this moment. And it's like, Meta is due. Meta's due. Meta's due. Look at that. It's, guys, I'm going to sell. I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to get out of this most likely just because if I end up going in the red, I'll be a little disappointed. So I think I'm just going to get out of this play and just say to myself, hey, you know what, Dek? Break even. It was a good call. It was a good idea. It was a good trade here. Unfortunately, it's just not working out at this moment. But you know what? I think it's a good idea to just kind of move on from this play. I just want to give it a second. Meta's still trying to hold up the best it can. Can we just get a little bit of that dump underneath 292.50? Nope. All right, guys, I'm getting out. I'm going to take a small loss. I'm going to take my small loss here, accept it, not lose my temper. I'm still, again, green on the day, but I mean, I can't be upset with that trade. Guys, there's like zero way I'm upset with that trade in any sort of light. We saw what? We saw Meta get a bounce play all the way back up towards the VWAP. We saw the S&P 500 bounce all the way back up towards the VWAP. We saw that Amazon bounced all the way back up to the V. And what happened? Every single one of these plays. Amazon got a nice dump. Tesla got a nice dump. SPY got a nice dump. Apple got a very nice dump. And now it's just, Meta just for some reason didn't do it. Meta's just been holding its gains. I'm not going to go against the grain. I'm not going to have an ego. I'm going to keep my emotions in check. Okay? And I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Take your small loss, Dek. Move on from it. It's fine. Whatever, guys. I didn't even care. I didn't even want to win this one. Didn't even want to win this one. Totally didn't even care. I think Meta's going to get one more little pop. And then, guys, watch for Meta to get a little pop. And if it breaks this trend line, it's going to get a dump. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Meta. So watch for Meta to still get one more little pop. And then let's see what happens. But I'm coming for it here still. I'm still ready for it. Here's a little bit of that pop up towards the VWAP. S&P 500. 443. Where's S&P 500 have a lot of resistance? S&P 500, 440.06. Meta, trying to get a little bit of a climb here. Where's like the next main resistance line Meta has? 293.50. 293.50-ish. Right now, we're barely in the green. Barely in the green. If we come on up towards 293.40s, I'm pulling the trigger again, though, guys. I'm going on the put side. I'm nailing this put. I don't care. I'm making $1,000 plus today. I'm going 292.50. I'm going market order, 25 contracts. Boom, boom, boom. Getting ready to go. 292.40s. It comes on up to 292.50s. We know there's going to be a lot of resistance. 292.40s. I'm getting filled right now. First entry. First entry, guys, getting filled on this play. First entry getting filled on this play with 25 contracts. If it goes back up towards 293.50, I'm going to get filled even more. So I am sitting right now with about a $0 a trade at this moment. I would like to see it back on down and crack and fall the way that I know that it can. I'll get filled on my last little bit if it spikes on up to 293.50 plus. And that's where I'll add my last little bit if that happens. Right now, though, the S&P 500 did just get rejected at this old support line. Notice it's support, 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 support. Then again, we just got rejected at that support line, which is now holding up as resistance and pulling on back. With the S&P 500 pulling on back, we should see Meta get its pullback. So a lot of times when I'm trading my stocks, guys, I do trade Meta based off what the S&P 500 does. I also do see that Meta at this moment is coming back down to the trend line after hitting the VWAP and getting rejected off of it. This one should be able to pay us more. I only have 25 contracts now. I do not have 50 contracts. So this really should be a $1,000 profit at this moment, but I'm okay with staying a little bit smaller at this moment. That's fine, but I do think we are going to get the dump that we want to see. If it does pop back up to 292.80, you can look for an entry, but if it starts falling, we should be able to get $1,000 plus anyway, and see if this thing, starts, getting the nice little drop and getting the fade off that we should get. And what's the fade off that we should get? All the way back down to 292. So we're back up $1,000 on the day. Deck, lock in your profits. No, I'm not a fucking Girl Scout. I'm going to keep on holding a little longer. You know why? Because this one should actually sell off now. We're starting to crack the trend line. Let's get a little bit more profit. Let's fall on down towards 292. Let's actually flush here now. Let's actually flush, see this thing drop, and see if this thing can start getting a little bit weaker. So let's see if this can flush, get a little bit weaker, see if this thing can pay us the way that we want to be paid. Right, guys? We want to get paid. We want to get paid here. This thing is still getting weakness. See if the SPY can fall on down towards the 439.50s. Guys, SPY 439.50s. This SPY trade right here should be able to just absolutely tank on itself momentarily. 439.50s, guys, 439.50s. This has to pay us. Meta, if you don't pay us, I'm going to have to buy a mouse because I'm about to throw it through Claire's head. All right, so you better be paying us on out right here, at least almost $2,000 at the minimum. So this mouse, it's either going through Claire's head or I am getting paid close to $2,000. And right now, I think it might be going through Claire's head pretty soon. We are cracking its uptrend. Cracking its uptrend. Get a nice little drop. I want to see 292.20s. I want to see 292.10s. There we go. 292.20s. Finally. Finally, Meta. Thank you, Meta. Thank you. Meta, now drop on down. Meta, now we got our flush on the day. Meta, now starting to get a little bit weaker. Meta, 292s. Meta, get your nice drop. 292s. We're up $1,200, $1,800. I'm going to take my profits. All right. All right, guys. Congratulations, everyone. We'll take it. We'll take a little bit. Take a little bit.
is Arnold, your instructor. Down, up, down, up, down.
More energy.
Down, up.
Come on now.
Down.
More energy.
Up, down.
Come on.
Come on, more energy.
More energy.
Down, up, down, up, down. Come on, one more
One more time. One more. All right, team. ASN fam, off to play some golf. Let me ask the chat room right here. Let me ask the chat room right here, just so I know. Who here came out in the green today? Who here followed my trades, followed my profits, followed my alerts, and was able to come out with a nice profit on the day? What do we got here, traders? I want to see every single person be able to come out on top on that green. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So great work. Great work. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to do something for YouTube. YouTube, I'm going to make something, and I'll even show it right here. We'll give it a couple seconds, and we'll see. All right. Claire, turn off the music. Claire, turn off the music for a second. All right. Just a little heads on up. Now, I know there's probably some people over on YouTube at this moment saying, man, this guy's pretty good. This guy knows what he's talking about. If you guys are on the border of signing on up to tradecaster.com, I'm going to show you whoever gets the winner here. But if you are on the border of signing up to tradecaster.com, the first person to sign up right now, I'm giving them not a free 7-day pass. I'm giving them a free month. So I just posted a link over on the YouTube chat. If you sign on up right now, the first person who does it, who again, I get on my end that says we have a new sign up, they are going to get an entire free month of access. So I just posted that over on YouTube. First one that I see comes on through, that is going to be our winner, and they are going to get a free month of access. I will also, again, show it on my end so you guys know I'm just not making some things on up. So YouTube, you guys have a little bit of a battle on your end. First one to sign on up to a free 7-day pass gets a free 30-day pass. Right now, Meta's still having some issues, though. Meta having some issues here. Meta having some problems. S&P 500 holding its gains. Right now, we're up $1,100 on the day. So not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. Currently up $1,100. And we'll see how much more we can be able to put in the tank here. SPY team starting to get a little weaker. SPY starting to get a little bit weaker. Meta looks like it is going to get the flush. Now, Dek, what do I mean by the flush? We hit the VWAP once. We hit the VWAP twice. We hit the VWAP 3 times. I would say watch for maybe a little upper shadow back on up towards 292.80. And then I do think it could easily flush all the way back on down towards around that low of the day. The S&P 500 coming on down towards the low of the day right here. I really obviously want to make as much money as I can, but I want to do it right. And the thing is, it's like we still have yet to kind of see that very big, massive either dropping day or that very big spiking day right back on up here. Oh, And we got our sign up. So, got our sign up right here. Over on YouTube, winner is BJW Products. So BJW Products, you are the winner. So BJ, send me an email, bjwproductsllc@gmail.com. I'll give you a free month of access. First person to sign on up right there. So BJ, you are the winner. You got yourself on through. Shout out to BJ. Shout out to you, BJ. Way to come out on top. Meta still working its way on up here. Meta still trying to work its way on up. SPY trying to fight a little bit here. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking at this moment? Deck, not worth it to keep on entering. SPY moving sideways. Basically at this moment, we're inside another little channel, as you guys can see. You know, basically at this time, we're between 439.50. Bottom support. Top resistance up near around this 440-ish mark. So we got our bottom support, and we have our top resistance up near around that 440 area. Are we going to start seeing everything, you know, start collapsing a little bit more? Meta is still hitting this VWAP and still is dropping. There is part of me that wants to do a small meta, you know, trade once again, just because I do think this VWAP is going to hit, and then I do think it's going to start dropping. The S&P 500, like, we are still building little lower lows. Like, we're still building little lower lows over on the S&P 500, and I just think that we might start seeing this thing fade on off even more. I'm thinking about maybe just doing 25 contracts in case we do get the flush, right? You guys can see. That's what I'm talking about. You guys see the potential flush here? Oop, came on down, bounced right on up right now. You can see what I mean. It's so close. It is so close to that potential flush where if it cracks this blue line, we might start seeing some serious damage right here at the end of the morning market. Now, I'm not 100% sure. That's the thing. Brad Williams. Brad Williams, you are BJ? Hey, shout out to you, Brad. Shout out to you, buddy. Way to absolutely crush it. So Brad Williams fired up saying, let's go, let's go. I'm a savage. How do I email you? How do you email me? Open up your email. gmail.com. Write in dekmartrades@gmail.com. Then write me a letter. Put your resume on there. Send me a picture. Then click send. And I'll get back to you. Easy as that. Right now, SPY still looking down, up, down, up, down, more energy. Guys, we are starting to get weaker. This SPY, does anyone else see what I see? Do you guys see what I see? Where it's just like it could get that possible crack right here. We could get that fade right back on down. We're so close to it. I just don't think it's worth it for me. I just don't think it's worth it for me to jump on in. Guys, I think for myself, I need to walk away here. I think for myself, I need to walk away. I think for myself, I need to just say, hey, Deck, I'm happy with the profits that I've had. I made $1,100 in gains. There's no reason for me to, just throw it away right here. This market's not super fast right now. This market's not super hot. We're up $1,000 on the day. Let's just make sure that we continue to do this. We're up $1,000 on the day. Why force a trade just to be up $600 when we take a loss? $1,000 on the day. Who here would be happy if you made $1,000 on the day? I'm happy. $1,000 pays for a lot of things. So just consistently be growing, consistently be making those gains, consistently be getting after it. So right now, the S&P 500, I would still be watching for that dump. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns at this moment? Just want to make sure that you guys are all good. Any questions, comments, or concerns at this time, please let me know. More than happy to help you guys on out right here. Notice how the S&P 500 is testing its bottom. If the S&P 500 does collapse here, guys, it's starting to go a little bit. If the S&P 500 starts collapsing here, we could see it down to 438.75. 438.75. Meta starts dumping. Could crash underneath the 292 mark. Tommy, Deck, you coming back this afternoon? Most likely, yes. Most likely. 99% chance. I mean, it all depends on the volume. If the stock market's still just moving sideways, we're probably not going to be trading too much. You know, that's just being open and honest with you. But it really just depends on the volume. It depends on, you know, what the activity is today. It depends on, you know, what we're seeing here. So it really depends on the volume. Mello, don't worry. I mean, excuse me, J-Boss, your account is going to grow. Don't worry, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Any other tickers that you may trade options on? Meta is more expensive. Go to AMD. You know, AMD, very hot, very active, right? AMD is a more inexpensive play or a less inexpensive play, and that one's absolutely awesome. So AMD, definitely check that one on out. Keith Prince says, everyone sign up to Tradecaster. Everyone will pay for the month easily while being here. Absolutely. I mean, people make $300, $500, $1,000 a day. Boom. There's the entire month profit, right? Or excuse me, there's the entire monthly membership right there. Yep, the small account challenge will be options only. Why? Because when you're on a small account, you need to do options to grow it. You can't really do it with small shares. So that's going to be end of September, and we'll be doing options only. Yeah, guys, you guys are fantastic. Absolutely great. Wealth Clan, if you emailed me and I did not get to you, please, again, just send me an email again. More than happy to help you on out. So if you ever email me and I do not get right back to you, please just email me again, and I'll be more than happy to, again, help you out any way I possibly can. Deck, take a look over on Goog. Little Googie guy. Nice little bounce back on up. That's getting a little bit of activity. S&P 500 bouncing off that bottom right there. Meta still again bouncing a little bit off that bouncing off its channel bottom. Guys, no trades for me. Not gonna force. I love seeing so many people up in the profits. Seeing Deck, I'm up $300. Deck, I'm up $800. Deck, I'm up $1,200. So hey, I'm good. Traders, I'm good at this time. I know a lot of you guys have absolutely crushed it as well, and I think this is a perfect time to wrap on up for lunch hours. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will be jumping back on this afternoon unless things are, again, just extremely slow, but I really want to be picky on how I trade. I'm happy with having back-to-back green days after my loss over on Monday, where, again, closing the gap, getting ourselves back up $15,000 on the month, and let's just keep this fun going and keep this party going. Amazing work. Amazing job. Let's get ready to rock and roll. And if you guys are pumped, if you guys are excited, let me hear you. As always, you guys know the drill, baby. Let's do it, traders. In 3, 2, 1. Ah-hoo! Shout out to you guys, you absolutely fantastic beasts. And I'll see everyone back here this afternoon, ready to rock and roll. Let's see what we got. Hey, shout out to you. We'll go watch other traders over on Tradecaster. They are live right now. Awesome work, team.
That's before my eyes of curiosity.
I love Tradecaster.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder. Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy?
$551,000.
That kind of money, it's like, you know what you're doing. Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade.
Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Anything else?
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200!
We got some action right here.
$2,000, $760.
If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, make a killing.
Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people! A bot sell man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade. Boom, guys. $989 profit. $2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house.
Feels so good, I had to jump the octave. I think I got it next, but I forgot him. And I can't find my chill and I still lost it. I don't even know I'm talking.
I was good, she was hot, stealing everything she got. I was born, she was over the worst of it. Give me gear, thank you dear. Bring your sister over here, let her dance with me just for the hell of it.
And I can feel the tune after last day. I don't even know I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. Except in the oh, they haunt me. Like the oh, they want me to make them they won't let go. My exes in the oh, they haunt me. Like the oh, they want me to make them they won't let go. Exes and
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves, and everybody's watching her, but she's looking at what you want to do. I got that old thing back. You know what you want to see. Baby, sit, relax, and what you want to do. I got that old thing back. You know what you want to see. But she's looking at
everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear me now. We are a different kind. We can do anything.
Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far and start walking.
We could be heroes. We could be
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this and sworn like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this. Was Yaosh, you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your fucking head. This that puts a kid to bed. This that I got.
Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night? Are you gonna stay the night?
I turn the music up, I got my records on. I shut the world outside until the lights come on. Maybe the streets are alive, maybe the trees are gone. I feel my heart stop beating to my favorite song.
Are you gonna stay the night? Doesn't mean we're bound.
There is a symphony, but it is a waterfall. It's a waterfall.
Please stop calling, you've been dishonest. How I've been through enough. Two-faced promise, scars and traumas. You put me through enough. Please stop calling, you've been dishonest. I've been through enough. Two-faced promise, scars and traumas. You put me through enough.
Let it rain from the sky above. But keep the change, got forgotten it. A little time and some tenderness. You'll never buy my love. No other thing that's as precious to no other. There's no other. And a heart that beats and a heart that's true. Something that you.
Who else in the left girl say yeah? Jumpin', 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 them boys up to something. They just spent like 2 or 3 weeks out the country. Them boys up to something, they just not just bluffing. You don't have to call, I hear my dance like Usher. Ooh. I just found my tempo like on DJ Mustard. Ooh. I hit that Ginobili with my left hand, though, like woo. Lobster and saline for all my babies that are dish. Chicken finger, fresh fry for them hoes that wanna dish.
I can see the sunset. And in your eyes, and we ain't even done yet. Don't wanna go home yet. I spent the whole day with you, and we ain't even done yet. Don't you hate goodbyes? Rather say good morning than good night. No, I can't even pretend. No matter how I try, my body wants to know we cannot hide. I don't want this night to end. If only I could stop the sunrise, we could lay here all night. If only I could learn to freeze time and hold you forever. If only I had one more day, I love you 25/8. If only I could stop the sunrise, we could lay here all night. If only I could learn to freeze time and hold you forever. If only I had one more day, I love you 25/8. If only I.
It's only when I'm lying in bed on my own, and I wake up and I don't see your name on my phone. In the moments where I think that I'm better alone, that's when I remember, that's when I remember. Oh, some sugar, ooh, in the name of love. Oh, some sugar, mama, tie me up. Oh, sugar, I can't get enough. I'm hot, sticky, sweet, from my head to every time I watch your house in the rain, and I tell myself that you were the biggest mistake. And just when I think I'm finally doing okay, that's when I remember, that's when I remember.
Pull the lever, drunk.
Cause I'm not ready to find out you know how to forget me. I'd rather hear how much you regret me and pray to God that you never met me. Even after all this time.
Last night I had a dream about you. In these dreams I'm dancing right beside you. It looked like everyone was having fun, the kind of feeling I waited so long. Don't stop, come a little closer. As we jam, the rhythm gets stronger. There's nothing wrong with just a little fun. We were dancing all night long.
Made a move, could've made a move. If I knew I'd be with you, is it too late to pursue? I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit. Kinda mad that I didn't take a step back.
We'll make this dream come true.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew you. I wish I knew.
I hate you, I love you. I hate that I love you. Don't want to, but I can't put nobody else above you. I hate you, I love you. I hate that I want you. You want her, you need
And when the daylight comes, I'll have to go. But tonight I'm gonna hold you so close. Cause in the daylight we'll be on our own. But tonight I need to hold you so close.
Thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life.
Living in the haze, staying in the shade. All I do is sit around and wait for better days.
These are the days we've been waiting for. These are the days we couldn't ask for more. One day, think about the stories that we could have told.
Wanna go all night longer. She's a time bomb, unpredictable. She's a time bomb. Nobody knows when she gon' blow. It's gonna be alright. We don't even have to try. It's always a good time.
Okay, alright. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times.
It's about damn time. At tea time, everybody give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
One more time. One more time. One more time.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Time after time.
I'ma tell you one time.
Let's do this one more time.
Wanna go all night longer.
The longer the wait, the harder the fall. So I could not bear a second more. I went to Slimbabwe to rescue Fanny Applebottom from assless Jack's grasp. But a new nemesis has emerged, equal in power and lack of buttocks. I have discovered Boni Joni, the Prime Minister of Indonesia, was the true culprit in Fanny's kidnapping, deflecting the suspicion onto Zimbabwe in order to lure me there. With Boni Joni and assless Jack waiting for my arrival, a battle of great proportions ensued. But I have triumphed. With Thickums McGillicuddy by my side and Glutium in my wagon, I have brought Fanny home. However, just when I thought the world had found balance, a new war has begun. One that could not be fought on the battlefield, but would be fought in heart and mind. As you may know, Big Booty Land is not the only burden that rests on these shoulders. I am heir to the throne back on Uranus, the planet on which I was born. And now they are in desperate need of my steady hand and resolve. I must go. But I have grown roots here with you all, deep in the soils of Big Booty Land. With 2 heads but only 1 heart, this departure is difficult, but I will be back. And when I return to Big Booty Land, I will be visiting my true home. Until then, all we can do is reach for the sky, and soon enough, we'll be among the stars.
I can see the sunset. And in your eyes, and we ain't even done yet. Don't wanna go home yet. I spent the whole day with you, and we ain't even done yet. Don't you hate goodbyes? Rather say good morning than good night. No, I can't even pretend. No matter how I try, my body wants to know we cannot lie. I don't want this night to end. If only I could stop the sunrise, we could lay here all night. If only I could learn to freeze time and hold you forever. If only I had one more day, I love you 25/8. If only I could stop the sunrise, we could lay here all night. If only I could learn to freeze time and hold you forever. If only I had one more day, I love you 25/8. If only I show me good love in a real time. I'll show you what a real lover feel like. We could turn a second to a lifetime. Slow it down and make a moment. And baby, yeah, you know you're the one. Cause I could fall in love with you twice. I'll ride all the highs and the lows, follow wherever you go. Don't you hate goodbyes? Rather say good morning than good night. No, I can't even pretend. No matter how I try, my body wants to know we cannot lie. I don't want this night to end. If only I could stop the sunrise, we could lay here all night. If only I could learn to freeze time and hold you forever. If only I had one more day, I love you 25/8. If only I could stop the sunrise, we could lay here all night. If only I could learn to freeze time and hold you forever. If only I had one more day, I love you 25/8. If only I
Shawty wanna hug, you know I like to touch your lovely lady line. She let me like a lollipop. Shawty wanna touch, I was in the club. Shawty wanna hug, you know I like to touch your lovely lady line. Yeah.
Stupid boy making me so sad. Didn't think you could change this fast. She's got everything that I don't have. How could I ever compare with that? I know you go and change your mind one day. Wake up and be born with mine. She's got everything that I don't have, and she's all I wanna be.
So I let her look around
so bad.
like a lollipop.
So bad. She's got everything that I don't have. I wake up feeling like you won't get right. I used to know but know that shit don't feel right. It made me put away my pride.
She licked me like a lollipop. Yeah.
Better have it naked by the end of this song. Don't be so quick to walk away. Dance with me, I wanna rock your body. Please stay. Dance with me, you don't have to admit you wanna play. Dance with me, just let me rock you till the break of day.
These bitches love salsa, oh, and I know it. Fucking with them old boss, you gon' get fucked over. Rarries and Rovers, these hoes are cheese salsa. Hit on with that cobra, now that boy slumped over. Bitches love salsa,
I don't mean no harm. Talk to me,
bitches love salsa,
in my arms. Talk to me,
bitches love salsa,
talk to me.
bitches love salsa.
He defecated through a sunroof.
I say, don't you know? You say you don't know. I say, take me out. I say you don't show. Don't move, time is slow. I say, take me
take you where you wanna be. You could be my love. Even if the skies fall down, I know we'll be safe and sound. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. All through the revolution.
Yeah. I got black, I got white, what you want? Hop outside the ghost and hop up in a fan on. I know I'm about to blow, whoa, whoa, I ain't done. They try to take my floor, I take their ass for ransom. I know that I'm gone. They see me blowing up, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin vibes, turning to a dancer. I see 2 twin eyes, even wanna band on. I got 2 thick thighs, wanna link the game up.
Mr. DJ, open your replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? I'll lick up when they dance, but wanting some more. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? Hey, mister, please, Mr. DJ, tell me if you hear me.
I got black, I got white, what you want?
It goes 1 by 1, even 2 by 2. Everybody in the floor, let me show you how we do. Let's go to the Lord, then you bring it up slow.
I got black, I got white, what you want?
You're holy, 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 holy. I'm high on loving you, high on loving you. You're holy, 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 holy. I'm high on loving you, high on loving you.
Our hearts alight, firestorms, and when they strike, we feel the love. Sparks will fly, they ignite our bones. And when they strike, we light up.
We'll have a house party, we don't need nobody. Turn your TV off, break that boombox out. We'll wake up all the neighbors till the whole block hates us, and the cops show up, try to shut us down.
Hearts alive, firestorms, when they strike, we feel the love. Sparks will fly, they ignite our bones. And when they strike, we light up.
If you wanna be a homebody, we're gonna have a house party. If you wanna be a homebody, we're gonna have a house party.
Sparks will fly, they ignite our bones. And when they strike, we light up the world.
And if you wanna be the teacher's man, oh baby, you just better forget. Run down a reason, run down a rhyme. You better get me to school on time.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
Thank you for the happiest year of my life.
All this time you were pretending, so much for my happy ending.
Happiest year of my life.
All this time you were pretending, so much for my happy ending. So much for my happy ending. So much for my happy ending.
Thank you for the happiest year of my life.
I might be better on my own. I hate you blowing up my phone. I wish I never met your ass. Sometimes it be like that, but I'm not myself. The night you're gone, there ain't no way of moving on. I'm not afraid to meet you back. Sometimes it be like that.
It feels like something's heating up. Can I leave with you? And then the ladies go, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Really leaving with you. Guys sing. It feels like something's heating up. Can I leave with you? And ladies, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Really leaving with you. They go,
but I'm not myself. The night you're gone, there ain't no way of moving on. I'm not afraid to meet you back.
Julia Roberts.
She's a time bomb, unpredictable. She's a time bomb. Nobody knows when she gon' blow. She's a time bomb, unpredictable. Look what I've done. Nobody knows when she gon' blow.
Honestly, the best. 'Cause I just wanna see the next. 부지런히 지나온 어제들이 속겠지만 아름답게.
Yeah, the past was honestly the best. But my best is what comes next. I'm not playing that for sure.
그날을 향해 숨이 벅차게.
You ain't got past more is yet to come. She's a time bomb, unpredictable. Look what I've done. Nobody knows when she gon' blow.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me.
You said you just wanna get by, just live your life. Ain't no time for no retard, just live your life. Do the DASC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take to the BEAC, get ready to live nice. You were such a BYT, catching all the lights. Take to the BEAC, get ready to live nice.
Now I want you, we can bring it on. Never dance like this before. We don't talk
Boy, you can cool it down, not here to fool around. Just wanna dance, 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 dance,
Cut the cord. Are we human? Or are we dancers?
Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Ooh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger. Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Ooh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger.
We've lost dancing.
We're just dancing in the dark.
The dark. We can avoid it, but only
for so long. And like a moth to a flame, as soon as I have returned home to bring Big Booty Land to the light, the darkness has followed me like a shadow. Disturbing news has reached my presence. My beloved Fanny Applebottom has been taken by Assless Jack. I suspect he is tasking her with creating artificial glutium to power his army and all of Zimbabwe. I must journey away from Big Booty Land to protect what I cherish most. In preparation, I have met a peculiar yet adventurous boy. A boy named Thickums Nigilikari, who is familiar with Zimbabwe's territory. He has volunteered to join me on a quest to rescue Fanny Applebottom from Assless Jack's grasp. Wish us luck on our journey, though we will need more than your prayers. In the place where the wind blows strongest, I soon will return to Big Booty Land. For if we stand together, we will not succumb to defeat. That I do not question. But I do ask myself, when the time comes again, when I make my way to Big Booty Land, will you be there waiting?
Coordinates confirmed. Round trip designated. Point A, Zimbabwe. Calculating return date.
It's been a long time since I've seen your face. We both got older, still we haven't changed. I still remember the promises we made. I'd always love you even miles away. Oh, we never found the perfect time or place. That doesn't mean we won't find it some way. You in my sweater in the pouring rain. I think I love you more than yesterday. Hold your breath, darling, swim to shore. I'll tread the water in that heart of yours. And when it storms, we'll sail right through the waves. I love you more than yesterday. I love you more than yesterday. I love you more than yesterday. Hey there, darling, come sit by my side. Done plenty living, but it don't feel right. Your love, your touch, those summer nights where we came close to giving this a try. But no, we never found the perfect time or place. That doesn't mean we won't find it someday. You in my sweater in the pouring rain. I think I love you more than yesterday. Hold your breath, darling, swim to shore. I'll tread the water in that heart of yours. And when it storms, we'll sail right through the waves. I love you more than yesterday. I love you more than yesterday.
Welcome to Area B in Big Booty Land. Your departure is imminent. Destination: a planet far, far away, where Big Booty Man was once just a boy. We're happy to have you. The time for departure has come. We look forward to your return to Big Booty Land shortly, for you will be missed. Lift off in T-3, 2, 1.
I should probably go to bed. I should probably turn off my phone. I should quit while I'm ahead. I should probably leave you alone. Yeah, if I find, baby, are you going for the ride? When I look into your eyes, I just wanna hold you all night. I should probably go to bed.
Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had invited you burial last year. It's not confidential. I got potential. Rushing around.
Because of you, I never strayed too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, I learned to play on the safe side so I don't get hurt. Because of you.
Keep harder, make it better, do it faster, make that stronger than ever. After hour, work is never over. Keep harder, make it better, do it faster, make that stronger than ever. After hour, work is never over.
Because of you.
Keep harder, make it better.
Because of you.
Do it faster, make that stronger.
Because of you.
Keep harder, make it better.
Because of you.
Her sister was a witch!
She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for the fun. I'm up all night.